Oh, we're live.
Ready?
Yep. Is that? Great. All right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Great work.
New week.
Just me, man.
What's his name? He's a firefighter in Baltimore.
Oh, Measures.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mount Olive Baptist.
Good evening. Thank you, ma'am.
You got 15 minutes. We're going to run the clock for 10 minutes and then we're going to be 5 minutes for questions. If you're done before that, we'll just have a little extra time for questions. Okay?
Yes,
If you don't mind telling us who you are and what your contact is.
okay, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to present this evening. I'm Reverend Roberta Dauphin Thompson. I'm the pastor of Mount Olive Baptist Church located at 1331 South 14th Street in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Mount Olive Baptist Church is presenting this application with sponsorship from the city of Harrisburg, and we are grateful for their partnership and support. Our request is for $75,000 toward the Mount Olive Baptist Church roofing project. Although Mount Olive is a house of worship, this request is not solely for religious purposes. The grant will support critical infrastructure improvements that ensures the safety and stability of our building as a community resource and service center. We have been in existence for over 104 years. We serve the broader part of the south side of Harrisburg, including residents from various faiths, cultures, ages, and backgrounds. Our building is used on a regular basis for youth mentoring, community meetings, healthcare meetings, senior programs, bereavement support, holidays, background, and all kinds of confabs. I'm proud to say that we have partnered with UPMC we have a women's health bus that comes once a month and treat women for free. They do free vaccination, women's wellness exams, personalized consulting, community outreach tent. So we have taken it upon ourselves to go down there and try to convince the women, help them feel comfortable, make them feel comfortable enough to come and get seen the last Tuesday of the month, so that we know that even though they're homeless and they're having some challenges, we still want them to be whole. We are committed to delivering and targeting cancer education awareness programs. Prioritizing information on breast cancer is our leading goal. Our goal is to provide essential resources about cancer prevention, the importance of early detection and support services that are available to women with cancer. By building trust within the community, we strive to create a safe and supportive environment where women feel encouraged to seek exams and to take care of themselves. On December the 6th of this year, we have opened our doors for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women to host the Healing Through the Holidays, which is a workshop that navigates grief and loss. Later on in the month, we will host the tour of the Marines Corporation Reserve Toys for Tot program. The one thing that I like about the Toys for Tot program is when those young to pick up the toys, it gives us an opportunity to talk to them one-on-one to listen to their concerns, to listen to what they're going through in a certain season of their lives. It gives me an opportunity to help them stretch their money so that they can feed their children from January 1 till January 30th during the month. A lot of times these young women run out of money, run out of their food stamps to feed their children before the end of the month. And so when they come for Toys for Tots, it gives me an opportunity to tell them, look, instead of buying all that sweet stuff, make some spaghetti, do some chili, do things, cook food that's going to last you 2 or 3 days. That'll help you get through the month. And you'd be surprised, it's so funny. Some of them don't even know how to make spaghetti. I find myself giving out recipes on little pieces of board or on the back of one of our little flyers. They say, well, how do you make spaghetti? What do you put in chili? And I find myself doing that just to help them get through the month. This project satisfies the local shared grant criteria in several ways. It benefits the public because the building supports community services, youth safety, senior engagement, and family support. Infrastructure investment because the project improves a long-standing structure and benefits the public. Human services because our programs and events reduce government, and nonprofit service systems by offering free support at the neighborhood level. We have already obtained contractor estimates, and we're prepared to begin immediately upon awards and have allocated congregational funds and voluntary support toward interior repairs once the roof is fixed. The grant will serve a greater purpose than simply repairing. It will safeguard a vital resource for the entire community. Our mission extends beyond gathering for worship. We are committed to uplifting the neighborhood where we are rooted. We are rooted, we are grounded, and we are committed to not only that neighborhood, but to the city of Harrisburg and Dauphin County. Growing up in a housing project taught me that even though your funds may be limited, the church that I grew up in was a small church similar to Mount Olive. So it taught me that participating in small church community taught me how to respond to our neighbors with understanding and compassion. Even sometimes it appears as if the only time you see them is when they need something. That can be a little, then we recognize that that's our purpose for being there, to be present and supportive when we're needed. And most importantly, we strive to ensure that they understand that we're there. That church, I say all the time, not our church, it is God's building. It is here for you to use, it is here for you to utilize. The roofing project represents our first and our highest priority because the roof protects every ministry and every person we serve. In addition to the grant request, Mount Olive has contributed from within. We utilize our neighbors who have dedicated their time and their resources to helping us. We are not seeking a grant to leave us dependent. We a grant that allows us to preserve a safe and substantial space for community service for generations to come. All that being said, we appreciate you all accepting our invitation, accepting our application, listening to me this evening. It's not about me. It may appear as if it's about me, but it's not about me. It's about the community in which we live. It's about the people that we service. My we've had meetings, city council has met there, school board has met there. All of the sinkhole meetings was held there in Mount Olive Social Hall. We've had a delegation from all out of the country because it was the federal government's where they bought out a whole 2852 houses and paid the people for them. Those people came and were impressed. That was impressive to me that they were all in Mount Olive Social Hall. I was impressed that Judge Cirillo taught Vacation Bible School at Mount Olive. But the thing that impressed me the most was during one of our Vacation Bible Schools, we had 125 students. At the end of every night, we gave them a hot meal. And on Friday, I'm sitting at home and I'm like, well, what do I do for these young kids the last day? And the Lord spoke to me and said, serve them on China. I said, China. I had my husband go downstairs, pack up the china. They had linen tablecloths, linen napkins, goblets, water goblets. And when the teachers came in, they said, aren't we having Vacation Bible School tonight? I said, yes, we're having it. They said, well, what is all this for? I said, the children are going to eat off of this. You're going to feed them on china. They're going to break it up. I said, oh, well. It was the prettiest thing to see all these water goblets with that red Kool-Aid in it. I'm telling you that those children, not one glass was broke, not one plate was broken. We taught them how to put the napkin in their lap, how to use the fork. That is the thing that makes me continue to want to work in that community. That is the reason that we need help to get that roof. It is not about me. It is about what we do for the community.
Thank you, Reverend. That's probably a good place to stop because we have a couple questions, I
Yes.
think. Your passion is obvious. Any question? How many people do you serve in a month?
In a month?
If you don't know the number, just off, round number.
You have to understand that they're not just in that community. I received a call from a woman who lives over on Zarker Street. We might serve 50, 60 people
Okay.
a month.
Okay.
The bus serves the women's health bus that comes. They might serve, depending on the weather, they might serve 15 or 20 young ladies.
Okay.
And a lot of times after they give them the exam, then they'll bring them inside and say, she needs to talk to you. She's having some abuse problems with her living companion. And then we have an opportunity to minister to
Thank
them.
you. Thank you. We have a couple minutes. Anybody have a question?
I got a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
You said you got an estimate.
Yes,
Was it 75,000 on the penny? Was it 70,000? 69,000?
Looks like
so
85.
it was 85.
85.
And that was, I went back and told him I needed it to make sure it would cover a year
Okay. Yeah.
so that it wouldn't go up.
Now, Olive's been around for 100+ years.
We just celebrated our 104th anniversary on the first Sunday in
So
November.
besides the roof, do you have any leaky pipes or?
You know what? On last Saturday, there was a leak coming from somewhere we still haven't
Don't
figured
blame it
out.
on me now. Because I asked you.
I wasn't in town. So yes, we do have, the plumber seems to think it's a city issue. So yes, there's a leaky pipe.
So you have some other issues other than just the roof?
Not really.
Okay,
We have,
you're in good
little
shape.
small things because we try to stay on top of it.
Okay.
We stay on top of it. So that happened on last Saturday, that the water was running from somewhere. And they called the water company and they came out and shut it off. And so we're in the process of waiting on the plumber who was supposed to come today, but because of the snow.
The last thing I'm gonna tell you is, I'm from Pittsburgh,
Okay,
and I went to Mount Olive Baptist Church in Pittsburgh.
I used to work in Pittsburgh on Thursday and Fridays. In the Hill District. I worked in Pittsburgh on Thursday and Fridays on the Hill District for a while.
Okay. That's one more question.
Hey, ma'am, what is the minimum amount of money you would need from a grant in order to make this project happen? So like if you wouldn't get full 75,000, how much do you think you would need in order to make the project happen?
We have a little over 11.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can. You're more than a reverend. You sound like you're a mom to a lot of people with the recipes, and we appreciate you coming. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for all you do, ma'am. I know you serve a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you listening.
So thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Reverend.
Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
pleasure. Good evening.
Martin Luther King Baptist.
One second. We appreciate you being here.
Good evening.
We have 15 minutes, and we're gonna run a clock for 10 minutes for your presentation, and then you'll have 5 minutes for questions. If you're done a little quicker, we have extra time, we will use that time. So if you don't mind introducing yourselves and tell us what your project.
Yes, my name is Chloe Epps, and we are here for the roofing over project at Martin Luther King Baptist Church. I have with me the pastor and first lady, James and Dion Golden. So a little bit about us. I am a tax professional. I'm the chair of the trustee board of Martin Luther King. By profession, I'm a tax professional. So I like to see all the numbers, in order and things like that. I work for a private distributing company here in Harrisburg. Grew up in Harrisburg, went to Harrisburg High School, so Harrisburg is in my heart. Do you guys want to say anything before I dig in?
Preface this with I lost my voice.
Okay.
I'm not contagious, but I lost my voice and I understand it for being here. So my name is Dion Golden. I am an educator. I'm a special education educator. Been teaching special education for about 9 years now. And I am one class away from my master's in educational leadership with pursuits of being a principal.
Very nice.
All right.
So education is near and dear to me, literacy throughout. And I am married to James Golden, the past month became Baptist Church.
Very nice.
Like I told you, I'm the pastor of Martin Luther King Baptist Church. I was started the journey here last November, so it's been a full year. During that full year, we brought the community together. We're working with the men. We're trying to get everybody on the plan in terms of how to build family values, trying to get people empowered as far as getting. Oh, I'm bivocational. I pastor, but I also work in Harrisburg for FIA. And I've been with FIA now coming up on 10 years. So, I mean, we got our hands in
You're
everything.
busy. You're busy.
So my goal today is to share with you some of the things that we are doing in the community. And we form our programs based on our life experiences. We all come from 2-parent households, and we all feel like we had a great experience growing up. And a lot of the people in our community who our churches we serve, they don't have those values that we had growing up, and we want to form programs that extend those values and experiences of a 2-parent household. So some of the things that we're doing, some of these things was in our application, so I'm just gonna browse through them very quickly. Health services, we do health fairs, diabetes awareness dinners. You know, we have people coming in, doctors, nurses, lawyers, not lawyers, doctors and nurses coming in to share how to keep up with your checkups and live a healthy life and not let diabetes run rampant in our communities. We have many community events. In 2025, we did a spring, like an Easter community event where we handed out. There were so many people there. I mean, I was so overwhelmed with the amount of people that came. But we gave out free food, we gave out toys, we gave out free eggs for the kids to come and do an Easter egg hunt. And we just gave them, the people who came, we handed out community resources that they can use to make their lives better.
Don't forget about the 5 bikes we gave.
We gave away 5
Those
bikes.
kids were excited
We
in
gave
the
away 5
community.
bikes. Yes.
And scooters.
We also did a community cleanup day with Judge Zozo's there. She's right across the street from our church, so there was an event where Martin Luther King, along with other community leaders and people in the community, we all got together and just cleaned up the area. And the area we're in is Home Manor, if I didn't mention that already. We're in south side of Harrisburg. We just trying to make our presence very known. Movie nights is a big thing. We like to have our kids come in and form a loving environment. They can watch movies free, candy, popcorn, everything we do is free. We don't charge for anything. And that's a very, I enjoy the movie nights. I have 2 small children that I bring to the movie nights. And it's just a good thing that we hope to continue doing in our neighborhoods. Monthly leadership activities. Every month we have our youth come in and we teach them public speaking skills and we emphasize on reading. Not everybody who goes to school in our community is not learning how to read in school. You know, so we want to be able to supplement what they're doing in school to make sure reading is very important. So we want to make sure that our kids are getting those resources.
In addition to that, Chloe, you were at the STEM portion of it.
Yes, the STEM portion. You can talk to STEM portion.
Again, I'm the educator, so I try to cover everything with STEM. Taking some of those lessons and we're catering to the community. They come and do the leadership thing, and we do some activities. I have one, excuse my voice, where we put the pepper in the jars and the dish soap and then taking it in and it, goes away. So just trying to trigger some of those higher order thinking questions, interested in STEM technology, and mathematics and all those other things. Just getting these creative ideas from some resources from school and other activities online so that it can pique their interest and maybe spark to some of their academics. I in particular, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Orton-Wellingham method. So it's a function, it's a phonics-based program where a lot of our kids, we have lost in our teaching, we have lost phonics. So they're so that once you matriculate and you get into some content areas, if you don't have the basic skills, it's hard to read that content language. So targeting some of those phonics and phonemic awareness skills as well.
So we're 10 minutes in. So we just want to be able to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Time's up. Anybody have any questions? I see you have some money in here.
Yes.
Correct with that?
Yes.
I've been saying that?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And those contributions are increasing. Actually, we're getting more. I think the last we were at 20,000 when I wrote this last week, and we've gotten in another $7,000.
So in hand, it's 15,000 if I have one.
Right. So last week, Brooke had emailed me a list of 5 questions. So
I have it up on the board.
oh, okay.
Thank you, bro.
There we go. So yes, I'll give you time.
No, I'm listening.
Okay, so last week when I wrote that, we were at 20,000.
Okay.
Then the weekend came and
Yeah.
that's a week. We have another $7,000 in hand.
Okay.
So,
Where
it's far away from where we need to be,
But where the
but
donations come from?
I'm sorry,
Where'd the donations come
for
from?
our congregation.
Really?
Yes, our congregation, and we have some promises from some corporate sponsorships that are not in hand yet,
Right,
but
right.
but we're getting there.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll, just by the donations, we won't be there by the spring. but
Right.
we can use those.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
How big is your congregation or membership?
Um, about 50, I'd say, about 50. So the community we serve in our congregation is different. Our congregation is 50 people. But the community through our programs that we serve the entire homeland.
One of the concerns that we have is, as it's gaming grants, which is to benefit county as a whole, not a specific organization, it's really interesting to see all the programs you have.
Oh, yes.
So it looks like your church has a really good outreach program and you have a good footprint in the community.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for us to know that it's not just to support you and your congregation, but you're doing so much work reaching out in the community. So when we consider how the gaming funds would be used and what the return on the investment would be and how it benefits the county as a whole, I think it's important to really focus on all those outreach programs and all the work that you're doing throughout your community. So it's nice to see all of the different outreach programs. And for a church with 50-person congregation, you folks do a lot of work and a lot of
Yes.
We're committed.
And we do most of our outreach through the King communities. And it's open to all.
It's interesting with 50 parishioners.
Yeah.
The congregation.
Yes.
You got 20,000.
Yeah, it was amazing. I
Plus,
didn't
that's
expect
good
it.
people.
Yes.
I did not expect it,
We-
but we put the petition out there, what we needed, and they came through.
Good.
They came through.
Congratulations.
And in order to keep providing the services.
Yeah. It's hard work. Pounding
Yes.
pavement, right?
Yes.
Plus working 2 jobs,
Yes.
working another job.
We're not sitting around, we're
Went for a
laboring.
master's degree. Any other
Teaching.
questions? Any other questions?
No.
Good
I
luck.
do, it's the $27,000 in hand, committed, mixture,
It's in here.
it's in here, yes, thank you.
Very nice. Congratulations. And good luck on your masters. You're almost there, right?
I'm almost there. I'll be finished in May.
Thank you for all the work you do. in
Thank
the
you for
community.
everything. Thanks for being here.
It's very much appreciated by everybody that lives up that way.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
you,
Be
sir.
careful going home.
I need a church. Another church that needs a roof,
Auditors.
a lot of roofs.
It should be
Beehive.
Beehive Affordable Housing.
Beehive Affordable Housing.
Thank you.
Well,
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. We have 15 minutes to spend with you. And we would like to, at the 10-minute mark, we'd like to stop the presentation so we might be asking some questions.
Sounds good.
Okay? So if you would please introduce yourself and
Sorry, I have bronchitis, so I've been
That's
down
okay.
for a couple of days. I have a problem sending it up.
well, while she's looking at that, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
My name's Samara Scott. I'm the executive director and the founder of the Beehive Affordable Housing Outreach. We just in July reached our 3rd year here in the city. We're located right now at Strawberry Square in the CIE building. It's the innovation cubicle spaces that they have available for us. And we have been fortunate enough to get the gaming grant for 2025 and 2024. Love to be able to show you what we
So I only have your budget and your questions.
think this wasn't going through. That's okay. We get through it. So, what we are, sorry, I don't have my slides together, but, I did pass around some folders that kind of show some of the progress that we've gone through.
You just sent it this evening at 5:15.
Yeah, it was not
Sorry.
come through, I'm sorry. And I was
No,
sick, so-
No, keep moving.
So I threw together just a little progress report for you so that you can see where the funding has gone thus far with Beehive. Our mission is, I'm not a big reader, but our mission basically is to provide safe and stable housing with wraparound support like case management. We do 2 programs for high savings assistance and high community or high creation. The impact we have has made a meaningful, measurable impact across central Pennsylvania. We've been participating in Dauphin County, York County, and Cumberland County. We have grant supporters. Dauphin County has been a grant supporter in different fashions. We were fortunate to get the ERAP funding that came through Dauphin County. We've been fortunate enough to get CDBG funding. We've gotten FAIR funding the last 2 years, and we also just received a $400,000 grant from the city of Harrisburg. So just keep in mind, from September the 24th, so we just got the funding in September of 24 by 2 houses that we purchased, that we were able to rehab one and sell the first one. That allowed us to pay back some of the debt that we had personally, because this was a personal commitment, and then be able to start our high savings assistance with $10,000. What our high savings assistance is we provide $500 for eviction prevention or foreclosure prevention for individuals. We also provide security deposits when people are coming from those same positions. So if they've been evicted, if they've been foreclosed upon, or if they're coming from homelessness. So that's our high savings assistance. The people that we also have received 30,000. So we have supported $32,000 since September of 2024 in direct financial support for eviction and foreclosure prevention. We've been able to do that through grants that we've gotten, as well as some of the fundraisers. And you'll see a couple of fun pictures down here that we've been able to do as well. We received a $25,000 sponsorship from Rising Your Health Plan this year to support eviction prevention specifically for Medicare patients. So those are their older folks. And I'm very happy to be able to help a woman who has been in the same house for 12 years, same apartment for 12 years. Her rent is $700 a month. The landlord just raised it $100, but she makes $1,254 a month in Social Security. So a little bump like that is huge for her. So we were able to actually support that for $1,000 or $1,200, I'm sorry, which is for her full year. And then we asked her to check with us again in the beginning of that period to see if we were able to help her. Now, all over is about 120 families that we've family members, that we've affected. About 42 individuals through this process so far. We partnered with community partners in doing this, like Help Ministries in Dauphin County, Community Cares in Cumberland County. And one of our success stories, so one of the recent ones was there was a mother who had 4 kids and she has a disability. So she's getting a Social Security check. 2 of her kids are getting Social Security checks because her husband passed away. She had been living for several months between hotels and her car and family friends. Her son at 13 years old was 6'3". So imagine him sleeping in the car night after night. And despite her best efforts, she just couldn't seem to get on track. She fortunately was a member of the ERAP funding that came through Dauphin County. We did an ERAP contract where we did intensive case management for housing. So we were able to help her with a Miracle for Sure to get into one of their properties on in the South Allison Hill area. So that was really good for us. That was our first big push for me. Any questions, let me know. This is just some of our demographics, and sorry, I didn't pull in as much as I had hoped to. But as you can see, this is about half of our population we serve is African American, a third of that, a quarter of is Caucasian, and then there's a mix between Hispanic and Indian. Most of these people fall between a 50% and 30% threshold for the AMI. 30% AMI at this point is considered homelessness. And so we're able to support that with the funding that we get. We have, as I said, we not only depend on grant funding, have a plan that we'll see for our future sustainability. We also do a lot of different things to engage in community. We have what's called our annual Shade the Honey Gala. That is me in the far right bottom speaking at our event. We have it at Purcell Hall at Milton Hershey School. I'm an graduate, I'm an alumni of Milton Hershey, so it's $100. You can't beat it. There's nowhere I can go anywhere else to get that kind of place for that amount. We participated in the Juneteenth parade. We also, on this far left-hand corner, we got $1,000 grant from the what's it called? The Realtors Association. I can't think of the title, but they gave us $1,000 and they had a mini golf tournament to announce that to us. We thought it was an amazing idea, so we did our own. On City Island, and that's members of more than myself at the top left. We made over $2,500 from that event after cost. So it was a very low cost event, very fun, high energy. We are definitely want to do it again. I didn't show all the teams, but there were about 6 teams who were sponsors for their businesses and they had shirts and things made. So fun event. Bottom left, we were invited by a restaurant down here on 2nd Street called Men in the Kitchen to do a celebrity bartender night. Without anyone that would purchase anything at the bar, the tips went to us. So we actually made $1,130 off of that, which was, I believe, one of the highest nights that they had. So again, taking opportunities however we can get them to be able to provide that. Just something about now where we are. The High Creation Initiative has also transformed long vacant lighted properties at 125 and 127 North Summer Street into fully remodeled 2 to 4 bedroom, 1.5 bedroom homes with laundry rooms. They have central air, data heating systems, and these all are for people at that 30% AMI. We have both families will be moving in on January 1st. We officially started that project January the 1st of 2025, where we acquired with the help of the ERAP funding, as well as fair money, and then also gaming money for last year, where we were given $25,000. And that project took us until October to complete. Had a couple of little things from codes that we needed to get together, but we are very, very excited. This is another one of my aha moments for us. You'll see when you see the pictures. So this is the beginning, and the yellow folders, if you have one, you can kind of see the beginning, the middle. I call it the beginning, the process, and then the final. And I don't have the final on here, but that's where we are. So you were able to see how we took 2 homes, had to gut them completely, so that's down to the studs. The bonus that I always like to throw in here, my husband and I started this together, although he's not an active member of Beehive, he is a contractor, general contractor in the city, so I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without his company. And yeah.
I was gonna ask you about that. Who did all the rehab?
Yeah, there's no way, I can't, it's not for me. I'm the behind the scenes person making sure all the
So
things.
he wrote off
Yes,
some of
sir.
the contracts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's our project manager for our construction site. And he has a company called FHS Contractors. They are licensed here within the city. So yes, I would not be able to do this without that help. He is the person who maintains all the other contractors, house, roofing, flooring, painting, drywalling. I got to pick out the cabinets and the appliances. They come with full appliances, and that's a big part of what the funding from the gaming grant did for us. We got brand new appliances for both homes, full kitchen, no dishwasher, but and a washer and a dryer.
Nice.
So looking ahead, to help lessen the financial burden and prevent adults from enrolling in long-term training, we want to, most people dependent, so we're looking at like 25 and older, people who have families that understand that to get to their next place in life where they can have a sustainable living is to get further education. A lot of people at that age are unable to do that because they have to pay rent, they have to take care of their family. What we are proposing, and I met recently with the executive director for Tri-County OIC, Christina Johnson, discuss a partnership. They also partner with the United Way. I want to say it's called On Their Road to Success or Path to Success. What we are proposing is, I am not a fan of certificates of completion. I know many people who have gotten them from mold remediation, solar panels, and not to slight anyone in that, but what I understand, so to give you a little bit more, my background is, my last position was I was a director of human resources.
5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You've got a lot of energy.
Okay,
You're passionate.
Yeah, so we are looking at a pilot where we come out with two people that we're gonna put through programs, and we're not paying for them. What we are gonna do with the housing part, I wanna stay in my lane, we're partnering with Tri-County OIC for the workforce development part. But they will be able to get AA, so for HVAC technician, LPN associate, meaning they could come directly out of those AA programs in 24 months and be able to go into a field. With that, we will be supplementing a Beehive, basically a educational housing voucher we will be going. So. And what we'll focus on as we look ahead is Beehive is preparing to apply for the 2026 funding cycle and hopes to expand support for our development rent-to-own container homes. So what we actually are applying for in this grant is that we would like to purchase 2 parcels for those 2 individuals as they finish, that they can go into a rent-to-own opportunity. We've identified a couple of land pieces, but haven't really.
We're only gonna have about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's stay on that. So that's really it, right? That's it.
Anybody have any questions?
Oh, this is our newest project. We're under contract, 3rd Street. This will be our home of Beehive. And it will also be 2 bedrooms, 2 1-bedrooms.
The house.
Yes, it's a Victorian mansion on 3rd Street.
Anybody have any questions?
I just have one.
Yes.
Is there a dollar value to assign to fundraising for this particular project? For 2025?
It is in our budget. Fundraising for this project, we had $3,800 that we raised. Most of our fundraising came from at the Army Walker.
Will any of that is any of that earmarked for this project?
It is not. The 2026 fund for our gallery that we were able to.
Thank you.
So the project is to purchase 2 lots,
2 parcels and begin the engineering architect work so we can put in
and no
modular.
construction, it's the
No.
land acquisition, and then to start the planning and land development and architectural.
Yes, sir.
Have the plots been identified?
We identified 2 plots, but because of the time of year and because of some stuff with the city grant, we haven't done one under contract, but we're currently under contract for this one. So we've identified 2, they're on hold, and they are in the South Allison Hill community. And we have a good relationship with Wild Heart Ministries and their population, so we are accepting support. We also have several support letters in the grant.
What is the, I guess, guarantee, or if you receive a grant, and say you get the parcels or the lots, but then you don't build the buildings, it would almost seem like the money that the grant would have provided to you, nothing would have come to fruition. So what guarantee, or how do we know like the return on investment for that money is actually going to provide services to the county?
I would say probably several things. Our continued commitment and showing what we do as completed projects, but also we will be back to share any information. We're open to doing that. But the reality for us would be that is our big picture project in rent to own. That is what Beehive eventually wants to land on, is that people actually own things that have equity, have a legacy. So that's what we stand for.
Anybody else? Very nice. Thank you very much.
Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Board's aware that PowerPoint presentations were asked to be provided to me by Friday. So if that's a tracking system that you have, I don't have them marked down. I don't have it in their folder.
Okay.
Unless they email it to me and I can find it quickly. So.
Oh, you've done good. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're good. We have 15 minutes to spend with you. We're going to run a clock for 10 and then ask you to stop presenting until we might be able to have 5 minutes to ask questions. You don't mind introducing yourselves? Let us know where you're from. Sure. You got it.
I'm Lori Nader, and my daughter Carla. And we are founders of this.
So you guys, are you viewing the PowerPoint on your computer or is it?
It's right
Okay.
here.
We're looking up here, but,
All right.
we are paying attention.
Okay.
It's okay, you can look.
It's fine.
So in May 2023, we purchased an historic limestone church located at 2147 North Front Street, currently called the Sanctuary. It was the old Christian Science Church in Newtown, Harrisburg.
It's 1 block north of the governor's mansion.
Right. And our vision at that time, and it still is, to build it into a vibrant Midtown community center. And that is what we've been striving to do for the last 2 or 3 years. The building's being transformed into a multi-use public space for events and for workshops, nonprofit collaborations, and family-centered programs, as well as the offices for Carly's Hope.
Currently, we've invested over $500,000 of our own money to stabilize and restore the building, do some aesthetic upgrades, and specifically to the smaller of the 2 main meeting rooms. And this is the investment that we've made basically reduces the long-term public costs and demonstrates our commitment to serving the community through Carly's Hope. And the LSA funding for the ADA grant would ensure obviously safe and equitable access for all residents.
So this is just a small piece of the projects that we're working on up there to get it for the community to be able to use. So construction of an ADA compliant ramp on the Woodbine Street entrance is what we're talking about with our great request. It's a critical step in creating a fully accessible community center, and it connects the residents to programs, services, and events that will be hosted by Carly's Hope, which is our adoption.
You asked, why does accessibility matter? Obviously, it's important for senior citizens, individuals with disabilities, families with strollers. Just making sure that everybody can safely get into the building for events, resources, and support, and obviously makes us ADA compliant. And we're actually actively building an ADA back in the cells living way.
So as Tim said, it improves community safety and helps us use it for a public space. In fact, next week, we are actually hosting the Dauphin County Human Services Holiday Shop in the one side, which we call the Stella Solarium. It's one of the sanctuaries. There's 2 sanctuaries for Dauphin County Human Services. We're hobbling our way through that, this ADA ramp, but we're going to get a temporary ramp for that so that everybody can get in there and shop around.
And Lori's going to talk more about the actual survey that we did, but we found out that in the community, the area lacks an accessible, flexible, nonprofit-run community gathering space. So the programs that we plan to have there are going to be obviously adoption support. Just so you guys know, I don't think we talked about this, but Carly's Hope is a foundation that we founded named after our daughter Carly, based on our adoption experience, that we realized that doing an adoption is extremely expensive. Private adoption. And so we're basically raising money to help produce grants for families that are adopting in Central Pennsylvania that are lower to mid. And then that inspired us to purchase this building, build our offices there, and then turn it into a space. Gotcha, sorry.
So it's expanding our outreach by Carly's Hope to support adopted and foster families. So of course, we're going to have a lot of events down there that surround that. But, and the profits from any events that are for-profit events that we have down there will be funneled into our Carly's Hope Foundation. So that's a kind of the nonprofit twist on one facility. So the ADA ramp construction is actually a total of about $107,000 with contractor estimates. That includes materials, labor, handrails, grading, and safety treatments. We will be providing any additional investment in that ramp project because we asked for the $75,000, which is the recommended rate in this particular application.
The timeline's pretty simple. Month 1 be getting permits, month 2 prepping the site, month 3 rate construction, and then get it completed and open for leasing forward. So we can have it as quickly as possible because obviously it's very important.
The ramp needs to be installed before our interior programming expands much further. We do have occupancy there. so we can open for events, but obviously they're going to be limited in their scope until we can get this installed. It will also advance our community center towards our full activation programming in 2026. And we, like we said, we have are hosting the partnership with Human Services for this event. We're offering the facility free of charge for that event. Provide some volunteers to have their background checks done. We talked about a survey, so we did our homework on this community center. We wanted to make sure that we were headed in the right direction and that was a need in Midtown Harrisburg. So my full-time job is as a quantitative and qualitative market researcher. So we conducted a 400 plus respondent survey in Midtown Harrisburg. And we have some of the results right here that support the need for a community center in Midtown Harrisburg. This is statistically significant, and I have the full survey results ready for anyone that would like me to email it to them. So 76% said an affordable multi-purpose community center is essential or important to the area. 72% of respondents believe the center will be better or much better than existing options in cost and accessibility. And 75% said it's very important to have a facility that supports multi-use community function in Midtown Harrisburg. 85% of course said ADA physical access features.
And 86% want a space for community gatherings and events, 79% want a place that supports local nonprofits, 69% want a hub for arts and cultural events, which we've been approached since we started putting the word out there that they were here in town. We've had a lot of interest from arts and cultural event services like WITF and what was it, the Choral Society, Theater of Harrisburg. Yeah. So yeah, obviously seniors want events, lunch and learns, music performances, and obviously philanthropic mission like Carly. So makes people more likely to attend, or at least want to rent space.
So the ADA ramp is foundational to building an inclusive community space. Funding will accelerate safe access for all Dauphin County and city residents, and this project directly supports the mission of Carly's Hope, Dauphin County Human Services, and LSA goals.
Maybe answer one of my questions, which was, where do you see this project in 2 years?
In 2 years, we plan to have the entire project done, finished, and will be open as a full-time community center.
Yeah, there's a lot of space to fill in there. It's massive.
Sure, you guys know. So you've invested how much of your own money? $500,000. How much financial support have you provided so far with your foundation to family community adoption?
That's a great question. This year we've raised,
I think $19,000 in grants this year.
So you've given out $19,000.
We have them paid for
to families that.
this is our second year in existence. We have $19,000 that we raised this year. We had our first golf tournament this year. At Colonial Country Club, and we raised much money there. We just had a Santa event on Sunday that we did, and we also have gotten money from multiple banks.
We've gotten grants from foundations to support the grants. All of the money that we bring in to Carly's Hope goes out in the form of grants. None of it's used operationally currently. We support the operational capabilities of Carly's Hope.
So the funds generated by this community center will go towards operational costs and towards.
Correct.
All
And
of it
towards
all of
grants.
it will go towards operational costs and.
Grants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the cost of an adoption, private adoption?
$60,000.
Is it really?
Yeah. Between the legal fees, you have to have home study done, which is usually $2,500 or $3,000. And then, if you have to go to court, ADA ramifications, remodeling.
When we adopted probably 15 years ago, whatever it was about
How much?
$45,000 between just all the fees and A lot of it's legal fees, obviously.
Yeah,
Court fees and paying attorneys.
I'm sorry.
How much of a need exists in the community support for adoption? Is it a significant need? There's a lot of folks that need that right now.
I was gonna say kinship adoption is probably.
So kinship is where there's the most needed funds in these, and kinship, to keep it kind of brief, kinship adoption is where it's not a foster situation, it's where a family member or friend takes a child in and starts raising it, but there's in order to adopt the child and get access to the health care and get access to the education services, the adoption has to take place, but
The insurance.
there's no funding for that through human services right now. So a large part of that is low to middle income families that just can't afford to complete the adoption process and kinship adoption.
So we've had meetings this year with Jewish Family Services and Catholic Family Services about them referring people to us to apply for these grants. So we're getting the word out there. You know, we're having lots of meetings. People are part of the what is it? The meeting we just had last week.
Rotary.
There's a new push right now that's happening in Harrisburg, basically, to raise awareness for adoption and fostering and reach out. Sorry.
Other than the Dauphin County Human Services, are there any other social service agencies or organizations that you are working with?
So we have a meeting with Cumberland County Human Services next week as well. And we're planning on working with all the county social services, CYS, Children and Youth Services,
So then you are gonna plan to try to reach out to Children and Youth Services.
all through the youth service. That's our main outreach, and those are for referrals for the grants. We also work with some of the adoption agencies, so like Jewish Family Services, and there's very few others in the area that are non-religious related, affiliated, that will work.
How many other agencies such as yourselves are operating in the area?
So we do not know of any that provide grants specifically for this. And that was another one of the things that we researched before opening this nonprofit, is there a need for it? And in what areas, and we found out mostly for legal fees and for ADA modifications of potential adoptive families.
I'm going to say this, and first of all, I think what you're doing is great. But I have to feel too that it's a big financial bite for you guys.
Oh yeah.
It is, and we've made use, I will point to that, we've made use, we're very grateful to have been successful in our professional lives.
Okay.
And we have made use of some of the other offerings of the county and state, such as the Neighborhood Assistance Project, which is a project that my company can devote some of its funds and dedicate some of its funds to towards the nonprofit, and other companies as well can do that. So
this is like a two-pronged thing, the building itself.
Yeah.
And then this whole adoption.
They're basically,
Halfway.
they're like this. I mean, it's like we saw a way to have our offices, but also raise money for something that we thought was really important. At the same time, and also be able to provide a service to Central Pennsylvania and the town community. Because there's no space like this in Central.
Have you reached out to professionals that provide these services for a fee and tried to get them to do it at a reduced or no cost to families? Is that part of what you're doing?
yes, our board, in fact, it's our last board meeting, we had a very large discussion about this. And just started the process to try to reach out to some local attorneys that handle adoptions. Try to get them on board with us to help donate some of their services or do some improvement work in that area.
And also see if they had any active cases that they thought would benefit from
Yeah.
the grant.
Yeah.
So we're figuring it out. I mean, we started a nonprofit two and a half years ago now, and it's a big learning curve. And we've
Consuming a lot of your life too.
It is.
I've never worked so hard to give so much money, to give things, to spend my money.
You have so much money.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for
Really
your
appreciate it.
interesting story. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
just have one quick question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If the $75,000 grant were to be awarded, there still appeared to be a $30,000 gap. How are you planning to fund it?
So we have some additional. Part of that is through a small business loan that we have through the county.
Okay.
Awesome, it's a personal.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Grateful that you did not ask for any questions. I was terrified to speak in public.
We could tell, that's why we stayed away.
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Family. Should be downtown daily bread. You still doing okay, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be on.
Okay. We'll make it up.
That's actually not too bad.
Downtown.
Thank you, sir.
What should I say?
In the middle there.
No.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We have 15 minutes to spend with you.
Okay,
Thank you. You're fine.
So we'd like to give you the opportunity for 10 minutes to introduce yourself, tell us what your project is, and then allow us a couple minutes to ask you some questions.
sure.
So if you don't mind introducing yourself, and got the floor.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Herman. I am the new executive director at Downtown Daily Bread. I believe I started 8 days before the application was due. So forgive me any discrepancies and thank you for all your questions. Thank you also for the opportunity to present and request this funding. Our proposal primarily focuses on, one, strengthening our foundation at Downtown Daily Bread through training, an updated case management model, keeping the facility improvements up to date, and also building towards the future, which is where you see the strategic planning and some of the participatory evaluation. So, and we're doing this to ensure that our services and the independence that we work folks towards are sustainable. We're not seeing people coming back. We're able to identify maybe what some of the gaps are or barriers are for getting folks out. So who we are, and the down button, thank you. Who we are, and I apologize, I had some cool graphics in here, but they did not email in an attachment. So Downtown Daily Bread is one of the longest standing service providers in the Harrisburg area for adults experiencing food insecurity or homelessness. It started about 45 years ago as part of the Pine Street Presbyterian Church. And about 4 years ago, we branched off and became an independent 501c3 nonprofit. We are currently the only day shelter. We serve about 100 to 130 folks every single day. We are the only emergency men's overnight shelter. We are maxed out nightly at 45 beds, and we add an additional 5 for the winter weather. We're the only place serving hot sit-down breakfast and lunch, and lately we've been ranging close to 200 folks. Right before Thanksgiving, about after the encampment shut down, that's where we sort of started to see a spike. And we are the only place running daily showers. So Monday through Friday, we do 45 to 55 showers every single day for folks. We also have mail access. Folks can get their mail there. We give out clothing once a week, so people constantly have what they need. It's clean, it's dry, it's fresh. And also we offer case management, which is part of our project here that we'll talk about. So because of this, through one service or another, we see, I would say, a majority of folks experiencing homelessness in Harrisburg. Not everybody comes and use all of our services. Some people just come for the meals or the pantry. Some folks just come for the day or for the night. So we see a lot of different things. Why this project now? So this project comes, I think, at a really good moment for Downtown Daily Bread. I said I'm the new executive director. I've been there for 2 months now. And there was a gap in leadership, maybe 4 or 5 months for the time before that. And so the staff, we have about 13 folks running all of these services daily. So it sounds like a large staff. We're actually pretty thinly spread out. And so when there's a leadership gap, it's sort of like people are just trying to keep things up and going. Some things get lost in translation. Some things aren't quite followed the way that they should be. So with me coming in, it's given me an opportunity to identify, what wasn't working, what were some of the gaps, starting to fill in some of those sort of internal processes for staff so they know what's going on. And then using this sort of opportunity or moment to take a step back and look at Downtown Daily Bread 45 years later. What's working? What's not working? What do our guests think of us? And pivot towards these trauma-informed services, which is really just becoming more guest-centered and staff-centered. So, so that's where we would like to move, I think I said in my intro, from crisis response to long-term stability. I think I worked in domestic violence for 15 years before this, and our goal is always to put ourselves out of a job. So I think that's what we're working towards is we want to respond to the immediate needs for folks. That's what we're there for. But we want to make sure that one, folks get out and get housing and independence and autonomy, but two, that they don't end up there in the first place. And so looking at the role that we play or could play in all of that. Okay, the need. In the last year, we have seen a significant increase in need. We are seeing more guests with physical disabilities, more folks with varying mental health needs, a higher meal demand, which we spoke about, and less available or affordable housing for us to offer to folks. We're also building up from a leadership gap, which I think puts us actually in a strong position to evaluate our guests' needs. And our guests navigate tremendous instability every day. So the rates of homelessness vary, but anyone who's experiencing homelessness is actively experiencing trauma on a daily basis. Every day is different, and we are not a residential shelter, so we cannot guarantee a daybed spot. We can't guarantee a night spot. So there's a need for folks to have some level of consistency and support. In order to do that, our staff also needs specialized and ongoing training. We have a phenomenal staff. I wouldn't be able to run the organization without them. They've done a great job. And they deserve the professional development that it takes to keep them good at their job. And also make sure we're serving folks in a way that reflects today's best practices in terms of social services. And then, of course, our facilities, running a nearly 24/7 shelter, meal service, showers, the building takes a lot of wear and tear. Okay, what this project will do. So the top is sort of where we want to go moving forward, the ABC, and the 1, 2, 3 is our foundation. So the things that we need in order to make the top part meaningful, but also sustainable beyond, we came up with a strategic plan and that's it, and now we're done. Excuse me. So at the bottom, if you want to start with 1, that's the staff training that we desperately need. Training on our new case management model, training on what it means to do trauma-informed case management, training on de-escalation skills and basic safety and HIPAA compliance, things that we should be getting regularly, but also new best practices. Moving towards that trauma-informed theory of change, again, really what that is acknowledging that most folks have or are experiencing trauma and allowing that to guide how we serve them. So not like, you're here, you have to get out tomorrow. You're here, we have to do this workshop, we have to, giving folks a chance to breathe. And then also making sure our services aren't just what we think would be the best thing to help folks, but we're asking them, what would be the best thing to help you? We've been doing this, how does that work for you? And then the facility maintenance and upgrades. Part of what Downtown Daily Bread has really tried to do since the beginning is serve folks with dignity and not go down the route of you get what you get, you're homeless, accept it. And it's hard to do with a very old building in the city of Harrisburg. The showers fall apart, the wallpaper falls off, these sorts of things where, you know, it seems small, but if we can make it look more updated or more colorful or more calming to folks, it really goes a long way in how they feel when they come into the space.
We have a couple questions.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure. You have 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No. Actually, for being there 2 months, you got it.
My panic was like, they're gonna ask me something that I don't know the answer to.
Well, we will try to. Anybody have any
So-
questions? Anybody have any questions? Just want to make sure.
Couple questions. One, you talked about training
Yes.
and training costs,
Mm-hmm.
but you probably know a lot of county agencies, or other agencies. When I'm talking about a staff of 13,
Right.
why can't they offer you, your staff, just to piggyback off of the training that they're already paying for? I mean, that, like, if they have a staff of, I'll say children and youth.
Okay.
But if they have a staff
Oh.
of 60,
I see what you're saying.
they have a staff of 60, what's 13 more or 6 more?
Right, add on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's a great idea.
So maybe for you to ask, hey, are there some trainings that we could take advantage of?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think CACH, I'm not gonna know the acronym, but it's the Coalition for the Homeless Shelters and Services in Harrisburg. We talked about that once, was like, how do we get trainings and then all of us go to it? So yes, I think that's a fantastic idea because you're right. Trainings are expensive, especially ones that are more focused around like trauma informed and not so much like the stuff that they might see
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
Now, you probably weren't here in the 80s.
No.
I used to have gym class at the Boyd Center.
So what?
At the Boyd Center
Yes.
in the 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is where downtown Daily Bread is.
It is. It's a shelter now, the gym.
Our Daily Bread was known to have some of the best lunches in town.
Yes.
Lawyers, doctors, they would go down to Our Daily Bread,
Mm-hmm.
pay for their lunch.
Yeah.
But they waited in line like everybody else. You know?
That's great. I didn't know that they used to do that,
Yeah.
but we're very blessed to have a chef. I don't know how, I'm not a great cook, so I don't know how somebody looks at like a stock of donations and a pile of this and leftovers from this and is like, all right, here's lunch, dinner, breakfast the next day. Here's what we're gonna do for the rest of the week. So
Yeah, so
we're really very
I
lucky.
applaud you for having such a good chef. Because
Thank you.
you're well known, that place is well known for the lunches they provided.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes we'll have like the gentleman who works at the parking garage next door after his morning shift come on over and get a meal. So and it's nice. It's nice to sit down in there and eat with everyone.
Ma'am, so
Thank you.
your project, is it twofold? Is it physical building renovations and then like a research project or data collection to develop a trauma-informed comprehensive approach to treatment? Am I reading this correctly? Because I'm kind of a little bit confused. So a part of it is research to develop the trauma-informed protocol, like create a model for other similar agencies. Help me understand
Yeah.
exactly what I'm looking at here.
Sure. So the trauma-informed model exists, and that's the umbrella for the strategic plan, which is the eval pieces.
So it does exist.
And yes, it does exist.
Okay, so the funding is not to do the research, to fund the
No.
research, that's already in place.
Correct. The funding is to evaluate Downtown Daily Bread, our services, the folks that we work with, and use that to develop a strategic plan. The trauma-informed comes in where instead of like an evaluation, like, okay, take this survey, thanks for your time, I'll never see you again, I'm gonna take the answers and decide what they mean and what comes of it. Those folks are involved in every stage of the process, and that's following the model.
The folks being the consumers of your services.
Correct. So they would be participating in developing the evaluation questions, potentially asking folks, and getting some training skills from that. They would analyze them with us and determine what that means, what that translates to. And they would also be part of developing the plan, so sort of what activities or projects need to come out of
Is
this.
there already some existing software out there that you can either use right off the shelf or modify that to help you to start to collect the kind of things that you're looking for?
Probably. I definitely think we do need a consultant, at least in the evaluation realm, because if we're not asking the right questions, we're gonna end up with a lot of information that's not useful to us. But yes, absolutely. I am sure there are tools out there that would help us do that very easily.
We appreciate your time.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Has the $30,000 in additional grants received since you submitted the application, will that be used towards this project or some of our other expenses?
One is restricted to meals and shelter costs. That's where a lot of our funding gets stuck. And the other one, I believe is more unrestricted, so it would support.
Thank you.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep, keep up the good work.
Has the governor ever been down to your place?
No, but I did just meet with someone from his office last week, and he would like to come down for the
Get him down there.
season. Yeah, I think so. We could certainly use the support and more space, because we are maxed out. But
Have a good holiday.
thank you all. Thanks for sitting through this long day for us.
You're welcome.
It's okay. It's okay. Just business. I know.
I'm gonna sit over here if you don't mind. Oh, no, because I want to just make sure I can see this.
You can sit wherever you want.
Whenever you want.
Wherever you're
Thank you
comfortable.
so much, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome, we have 15 minutes to spend with you, and we're gonna run a clock for 10 for your presentation, and we're gonna cut you off so we can have some questions if we have questions.
Fantastic.
Okay?
We appreciate it.
And if you don't mind introducing yourselves and tell us about your project.
Fantastic. I'm Erin Greenbaum. I'm the Vice President of Development at Keystone. This is my colleague Jenny Danzis.
I'm the VP of Facility Operations.
We appreciate you reviewing our application and taking the time to speak with us tonight. The packets are basically the same as the presentation. I caught a typo and I liked another picture better. So, jumping right in, this is our footprint. We serve, our coverage area is half the state of Pennsylvania. In addition to Harrisburg, we have 6 other health centers, and all this is in your packet as well, so feel free to look where you like.
Okay.
We have 6 other health centers in central and eastern PA, and we also serve patients via telehealth. Our total patient count in Harrisburg is about 1,500. So that's not 1,500 visits, that's 1,500 individuals with some, having multiple visits and seeking multiple services. I'm sorry, I'm not actually sure how to. Down? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll let you try it, but
Okay.
if you wanna hit down.
Well, that was my next slide, so we're in good shape.
Okay.
This is our health center. We serve essential health services, contraceptives, cancer screenings, wellness exams, sexually transmitted infection treatment, pregnancy screening, cancer screening. So it's all vital services for the community at large. Let's see if I can do this. Here we are. Great. I think this slide is one of our most important slides. There's a few things I really want to make sure to underscore.
The first is that 64% of our patients are self-pay. That means they're coming in either uninsured or underinsured, and they're paying either nothing or a small percentage of the total cost of care. We never turn anyone away if they can't pay. So we as an organization are underwriting the care for 64% of our patients who are seeking these healthcare services, excluding any abortion care, which is always self-funded. The other thing I want to point out is that our population who use this health center is twice as diverse as the general population of the state of Pennsylvania. So again, we're meeting the community where the need is greatest, where a lot of the individuals who are coming to our center aren't able to get these services in other places, either because they don't have insurance, they cannot access other facilities, or they can't afford it. Our project is a request for capital assistance. It's for $75,000. Because we are taking on such a huge percentage of the burden of care, it does not leave room for capital improvements. So we are asking for support in repairing our flooring, cabinetry, interior painting, lab equipment, and exterior awning. As you can see, there's a lot. It's well loved. There's room for upgrades. We started a portion of the flooring. We focused on patient areas, but it's not complete. We fulfill the projects as the funding becomes available. The same thing for painting. We painted what we could. We would like to complete the job, and then also make repairs and equipment updates to our lab. You can see more details about that here and in your packet. So the impact of this project is about focusing on patient comfort, safety, and efficiency. So we're talking about better lighting, new phlebotomy chairs. Not only do we want people to be comfortable because why not? Of course, everyone deserves that. But we know that when people feel comfortable going to the doctor, when they feel good about it, they're going to go. And that makes a healthier community and saves money for other social safety net organizations, because it means that we're doing preventative care as well. We're also, just want to make sure I cover all things. We are looking for a new autoclave that allows us to sterilize our instruments. And then on the exterior, our awning is in disrepair. It needs to be replaced. It's ripped. We want to provide better protection from the elements. And again, we want to make sure that there's appropriate curb appeal for the neighborhood. We want to be part of a positive aspect for the city. The alignment with the project guidelines, the category that we fall into is emergency services, health and public safety. This is about access to service and promoting a healthy lifestyle through regular medical care, healthy living, going to the doctor more often, getting services for if you have an issue and not letting that escalate. Any construction and maintenance projects that we use will be local contractors, and we would expect to be paying prevailing wage. So that's our presentation. We have the written answers to the follow-up questions they're also in your packet, and we're happy to answer any questions related to that or anything else in the presentation, the application as a whole.
So the money will stay here in the Dauphin County
Yes.
location.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have a residency restriction on people that come, that's being come from anywhere, you don't refer them to Allentown or?
Yeah, I mean, we have a health center in Allentown, but if someone who lived in Allentown needed care and came to our center, we would absolutely not.
Do you have any stats on how many people from the county use alcohol?
I would say the bulk of them are in the city itself, the city of Harrisburg, and then the rest would be from the county. I don't have the exact breakdown, but I know that the majority are city of Harrisburg versus the broader.
We do have health centers in York and Lancaster, so those folks generally stay
This is the first one, and the handout you have pretty much spells it out also. Anybody else have any questions?
Pretty much a straightforward project for capital improvements.
Absolutely, yes.
And we've started them. So we got $25,000 from the Humboldt Foundation, so we were able to do the flooring and part of the
A year
painting
ago.
a year ago. So this is to continue that work and to finish it and then do more.
We might have talked about it, but if somebody needs your services, or is anyone ever turned away, or do you have resources available to provide the care?
We have resources available to provide the care. It's our policy not to turn folks away.
We slide to zero, depending on what your income is.
Now, you want to use the money for some upgrades,
Correct.
some
repairs.
physical upgrades.
Yes.
And, you're not in any danger of like the ceiling falling down or pipes bursting or.
No, we've done capital improvement projects. In fact, we just replaced the RTU on Friday, the 21st. So, and we did get emergency fund. We had applied for a grant and they provided us to help us cover the cost of that RTU.
Okay.
But no, we've done plumbing upgrades at that facility. We replaced the other RTU in 2019. No, I mean, at some point the roof's gonna need to be replaced, but not tomorrow.
And we actually mentioned that grant that replaced the RTU. So that was supposed to go towards our list of capital
Other
upgrades. But when that broke, we called them and said, listen, we're not gonna have heat this season. If we don't fix this, could we redirect your funds? And they very graciously gave us an early decision and allowed us to make those emergency repairs.
Good. Besides money, is there anything else this group could do for your agency?
Oh, come on now.
I mean, tell your friends that we're in the community, right?
If you have insurance, please come.
That was literally the next word I was gonna say. A lot of folks feel that if they come to a Planned Parenthood health center, they're taking care away from people who can't get care elsewhere, but it's actually the opposite. If you bring your private insurance to our health centers, the reimbursement rates help us provide care to other people who don't
Everybody
have
else.
insurance. So spreading the word about
The
that.
better our patient mix, the better our ability to provide care for everyone.
Yeah.
So to have 64% of our patients in this particular center on the slide and the slide to zero, it impacts our ability to meet everybody's needs.
Well, see, I mean, personally, you just told me something I didn't know.
Right.
But it's, if you get more insured, you're better off to take care of people who don't have.
This facility has some of our highest percentage on the slide. So we're meeting the needs of some of the poorest residents of Harrisburg on a consistent basis.
Anything else? Ladies, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have been in it for a long haul, so
Yes.
best
Thank you
best
so
of
much.
luck.
Thank you very much.
Have a good holidays.
Thank you, you
Thank
too.
you so much. Too.
I would rather have that.
Well, I'm more of this. I'm trying to write more of this, if we're being honest. One can read when I do this.
Good evening.
Hello,
Good evening.
How are you?
Thank you. We have 15 minutes to spend with you.
Okay.
I'd like to hear a presentation for 10 and then have 5 minutes to be able to ask you You sound like I cut you off.
The presentation might be a little short.
If we have more time to answer questions, we'll get out of here.
Great. It's good to get started.
Introduce yourself and tell us what's your project.
So I'm Amber Barnes. I'm the Executive Director of the LGBT Center in Glow, Harrisburg. For over 20 years, the LGBT Center has been a part of the fabric of the Dauphin County community. For the last 2 years, we have had a home of our own here at 1323 North Front Street, which is a phenomenal achievement for our community to have our very own LGBT Center here in Dauphin County in Harrisburg, and we serve all of central Pennsylvania. For a short example, in the last year, we have housed over 32 people, 11 of those in our year-long transitional housing, and the other 20 with rental assistance, emergency assistance. One of the stories I can give you is there was a trans individual who moved here from Wisconsin and had nowhere to stay, had a car, was living out of her car. We were able to support her with temporary housing for about 3 months while she got a job. She is now thriving and living in Sycamore Homes, which is another community partner that we work with, and has her dream job, has built community, has built friendships. And to me, for us, that's one example of what happens if a center like ours doesn't exist. Along with that, so we've housed, like I said, 32 people this year. We are part of the Central PA Food Bank. We have a food pantry within the center. We have fed over 219 individual families and people within our community. We have groups, support groups, we have social groups. Our youth group, we have over 20 youth that access the center on a weekly basis for our Common Roads program. So Common Roads is youth on Wednesdays, young adults on Sundays, and that's just one of the examples. We have an Aging with Pride group that is over 80 members strong, and about 45 of them participate in the program on a monthly basis. So we do a lot for the community, and while we are the LGBT Center, I do like to say that we are open to the entire community. We won't turn anyone away. We've had folks that are unhoused come in and be able to access our space during the day to be warm. We have a kitchen where people can prepare meals. So we do a lot for the community, and like I said, for the last 2 years, we've had our home at 1323 North Front Street. Phenomenal achievement. However, as all of you know, having your own home requires constant upkeep. So the funding that we had gotten with this grant initially was to do some of the renovations to get the building where it is today. The funding and project that we had asked last year was to work on the mitigation of our water in our basement, this Front Street. And with this year's project, we are looking for a new roof. So we're asking for $75,000. We received some of those matching funds from the Save Schlegel-Deibler Foundation, and we're looking at corporate and individual donors for the other potential there. We have gotten some preliminary estimates, one for the project and the funding. We plan to get 3 more estimates with contractors. We have had a hard time finding some contractors to do the work within our facility, but we will go through community partners that we work with to look for reputable folks within the budget there. Any questions so far?
What problems were you having with contract finding?
So when we had talked about getting estimates, either they would ghost us and not show up, or show up and say, oh, I don't know if I want to take on this project. And whether that's because of who we are in our current climate, don't know, or just they didn't want to, so with this project, the roof is priority. We would also like to get a shower put in if there's any other funding left over, which I'll talk about that in a second. But finding someone to come in and get us estimates for the shower, we called over 10 folks, and either they would come in or they're like, I don't know if we can make it ADA accessible. So it was a challenge. But we have worked with some community partners, and some came in and kind of did a full assessment of the building, some estimates, and that person could potentially do the work as well. Yeah, any other questions?
No, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Well, you're doing great.
So with the LGBT Center, the other, as you can imagine, being a nonprofit in this year has been a really challenging time. Being a queer nonprofit has been especially challenging in various ways. We've lost some funding.
which has put some of our projects on hold until we have the funding available to be able to move forward. The budget impacts, that was hard on nonprofits as well, as you all know. So we also made some very difficult decisions. We did let go of 2 staff members, and GLOW, which is our program that supports queer trans people of color, specifically Black trans women, we moved in-house at 1323 North Front Street. So we did make some very difficult decisions to remain sustainable, and to be able to be more cohesive. Again, at this time, I think we're stronger together under one roof. We just need that roof to not work. So with that, but the GLOW space had a shower for our community. We would love to be able to have that as well. Within Harrisburg city limits, there's only 2 public showers currently. Well, 3. There's Miracle for Sure, the Encampment, and Downtown Daily Bread. Being able to put something like that in the LGBT center would create a fourth for our community as well. And again, while that would be for the LGBT community, we would open it up for everyone. Yeah, absolutely. And especially being in that Midtown location, it would space it out. So you'd have the Encampment, Downtown Daily Bread, Miracle for Sure, which is up State Street, and then at a Midtown location as well. So we've made some really difficult decisions this year, I think, which shows some responsibility towards sustainability as well. And also really working towards diversifying along with grants, both state, county, city, to increase our corporate sponsorships and donors.
I think that one of the questions that was asked was whether or not you received the $50,000 state appropriation, and you're going to bring that up from Senator Kim. Were you expecting to have a line item, or were you expecting that to be in
the allocation? So I did some lobbying in the spring, had full support from all of our local leadership. So Fleming, Madsen, Davidson, and Senator Kim. But yes, hopefully having a line item for us. We're hoping for at least 50,000. Full disclosure, I did ask for more. I don't see that happening. But hopefully finding out next week if we're going to.
Is that going to be under what department?
That I don't know. It was sort of just a discussion of like, hey, yes, we support the center. We will support doing our best to get y'all some funding. So I should have more information on that next week. And that was a difficult thing as well. We were hoping the budget was going to be passed, June, July. Would have had that answer for everybody. And I think things, even though it's passed, have been slow to kind of get rolling to get things where they need to be. But our center in general does have full support from all of our local leadership. How many what?
Employees do you have?
Oh, so we currently have 4 full-time staff. So we have myself, we have Michael Schaap, who is our director of finance. We have TL Wade, who is our operations director and case manager for GLOW. We have Azariah Taylor, who does our programs and outreach, specifically our youth programs. And then we have Alex Torres, who is our part-time staff member, and they do peer support as well as our front desk. So small team, we do a lot with a small team. This year, despite budget cuts, I'm very proud to say we were able to host our first youth camp. We also hosted our first conference.
You have 7 items in your project. Which is the priority? Which is the priority?
The rate.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta have that solid foundation, solid ceiling, to be able to continue to be open for the community.
It looks like you have about like $90-some thousand already either committed or in hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the last of our capital campaign, the Schleichel Diegler, and then other corporate funding.
So the last year, the grant cycle for 24, that's still, it's not been spent yet?
They would have 3 years to use those funds from the board. I don't know off the top of my head what the remaining balance is, but I can get it.
And I don't know that off the top of my head, but I do know because the reimbursement base, we've been a little behind on our project, just because again, we need to have the capital at hand to be able to do that.
I would say none of it because it's listed on the the leveraging in funds at $25,000, so that would indicate to me that it's none of it.
Amber, was it a 24 submittal for 25 award? Yeah, so those funds, yeah, the agreements are still being drafted and, well, not drafted, fully executed by the commissioners. So their award would be completely full, not used at all.
Oftentimes, can't you let contractors know that you are going to be spending, that the money is going to be reimbursable and get them to await?
Yeah, and we have done that for projects in the past, so we just had some patchwork done and we went, and said, hey, we'll, pay you when this is here, and that people are fine with that, absolutely. But it's just also just been getting folks who are willing to do the work and within our budget, right, to get the estimates. Questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, good job.
You did it with no notes.
No notes. I was a little nervous because I didn't do a PowerPoint, but then I
Yeah, not good work.
fiddle with my,
Don't be nervous
computer.
around us.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Amber, update, bro.
Have a good holiday.
Thanks, you all as well. Thank you so much.
I'm good.
I got some questions. But what's it called? Thank you. When you're not. I have all my projects that are funded separately, not under the. I can't remember what.
I make up for it. She has some
What's up?
Okay.
Put it in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Be like.
Who the hell is all these chips?
I knew I'd make it.
PLC.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
PLC based work training.
Good evening. We appreciate you being here. You're one of the later ones, so we appreciate your time. We're gonna set the clock. We have 15 minutes to spend with you. We're gonna let you do your presentation for about 10 minutes. It takes that long. We might just stop and have 5 minutes to ask you questions. So if you don't mind introducing yourself and then just tell us about your program.
I'm Tarek Castillo, owner of TLC Insurance. I have a nonprofit TLC work-based training. We do workforce development, train ex-offenders in the community, but we also do community development. We do affordable housing development in the city of Harrisburg. We actually just won another tax credit a month ago. PHFA were awarded a tax credit to build another 34 units of affordable housing in central Allison Hill. We purchased the Allison Hill Community Center about 4 years ago. It was sitting vacant for about 6-7 years, and we purchased it just to put it back in the community, fix it up, and trying to have a place for the residents to come and for the kids to come and have a recreation place, and the community to have a safe place to have events in the community. When I purchased the community center, it was in disarray. I've been going slow, doing things over there just to get it back to what it used to be. Community center was open in '89, and nothing really upgraded since then. I did win a grant a couple of years ago, PCCD, and we put a new kitchen in, and the kitchen, industrial kitchen, We started a culinary arts program for the youth and some older adults, but they teach them how to eat healthy. We had the urban garden thing for House Hill because there was a lot of big lots and stuff. Then we had teach the kids how to become entrepreneurs, teach them how to cook, and teach them how to sell their product, for the food and stuff that they were doing. We were doing the urban garden thing, and we just basically was doing stuff at the community center, just a great program. We brought a lot of other tenants to the community center. Program with boys and girls. They have programs, after school program. We also have 100 Black women organization. They meet over there every other Saturday. They utilize. We also utilize the community center for free passes because a lot of times families can't afford spaces to have their events, so they use the outside community center. But a lot of the funding was I was helping getting funding is scarce basically. A lot of times I was doing for-profit was helping out nonprofit. And it's kind of hard for me that way. So I've been looking for funding to do as much as I can to bring it back to the once. But the floors, the original floor from '89, and the floors that this great. And we try to do the best we can to have events, but trying to keep it safe for the kids. With the tax credit piece that we doing, how we just did a 50 year, we just finished it last year. So we building up the residents in that community. So now the kids, we built the homes, we built 50 homes, and we got awarded another 34, so there'll be 84 homes over there. But we don't have a safe place for them to go play. So we're trying to get the community center where I think it should be, for them to have a safe place to play and have after school programs.
Sir, where's the community center located? Is it go address?
1524 Walnut Street. So we, like I said, we just did 50 years. I don't know if you guys been in that area lately, but we did a nice job going affordable housing over there. We created a lot of jobs over there, but then we get to create more construction jobs, renovate the community center, and to have more programs participate in the community center. A lot of times, it's like, it's, we're looking at the space, but we also trying to get a petition wall to separate it because it's a big gym. Sometimes they don't need the whole gym, but we can have two different programs going at the same time. We want to petition down at the halfway of basketball. So you can have two programs at the same time. You got younger kids and you have some older kids. And it's hard to mix it. So we're trying to put a petition down the middle where we can separate like that.
Is the center staffed?
Well, we have one lady running, but we have different organizations that bring their own staff in. We have slots for each program each program have a time slot, and they normally have their own staff for their programs. But as far as community center, we really have one person of volunteers.
Do the other organizations pay to use the facility, or is that provided for them? Or
Well, lately, we ain't been charging us. These are local grassroots organization, and I've been footing the bill for years. And this was my give back. So I really don't be trying to push that. If they get funding, I'll let them know we'd like to receive some of the kind of donations. But honestly, I don't really be charging because a lot of these grassroots organizations don't have funding. They got a nice group of kids that come through daily, like 60 kids every night, and I can't even.
So then you're supporting that through your business.
Yeah. And then because see my tax credit, we use my office for supported service as far as programs for it anyway. So that helps offset some things for me, but for the most part, since I bought it. But like you said, it's really want to give back to the community. I remember I grew up in going to the Altoona Community Center, and I remember what it used to be. Then, making over they tore all the houses down until we start building back. It's people in the community now, so now we put it back.
Yeah. I have a question for you. As a black businessman, how many times, if you can count how many times you've been turned down by bank loans?
I can't even count it. Almost a lot of times. I mean, I really just started. Banks really start really dealing with me now. They start to see what I'm doing and the money that I'm generating. I've been winning through tax credit. So it's I can't even count. It's been for years. I really just first got my real line of credit probably like 3 years ago after I already was up 20 houses already. Because right now it's 34, put us up to 110 units in the city of Harrisburg. So we've been going after the tax credit. We've been successful 3 for 3, and we got a pretty good team that grant writers and.
So your answer is it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And then, like I said, like the community development lenders, they say they want to do some stuff, but then I worth money. So that's one of the ways. A lot of them coming to me now when they say we want another tax credit, and they say they want to do something in the community. So I'm saying we want to help you out with this project over here as far as this community center. So they saying they want to, but I'm waiting to see.
Did you say there's 60 or 80 kids that go in there daily?
Yeah.
Just after school,
After
time,
school, from
weekends?
Not weekends, 'cause I'm not there on weekends. Like, we have other programs that go in, we have set times, everything's set time.
Gotcha.
So, the after school program with Luke, there's another nonprofit, they don't have a building. So I kind of like, when I got the building, I really wanted to give back to the people that I knew they was doing good work.
Yeah.
And I knew he didn't have the building, he didn't have a facility for the kids, and that's why I really bought it, and then I wanted to put it back into.
Pretty significant outreach if you have that many kids using that facility every night. That's and sir, I'm looking at your funding sources, and I see you're committing $25,000 of your own company's time and materials and effort for this project to help leverage it. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your center is open to any community-based organization
Yeah.
that come to you, they say, look, we need a place, we have a community-based organization, or we want to help the community, but we need a place, if you can fit it into a schedule,
Yeah.
they can come use it. If they have some money, they give you a donation.
Yeah.
You don't have a set user fee, you just try to do what you can to help them.
Yeah. Exactly. We have job searches, like people looking for jobs, they have job fairs, and we do a lot of different things, but for the most part, we charge, like, we ask for any kind of donation, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They
Understand.
Lying.
So you're putting up 34 more homes, you say, in that area?
Yes, we did one last month, we want some money from PHS later, and we actually want some money from the city as well.
Are they renovated or are they new?
So they gonna be moving.
I don't know.
I just built 50 homes last year. So, I mean, everything I've done through tax credit is going red.
You built 50 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's an absolute need for what you're doing. It sounds like it's
It's
very
needed
utilized.
around the country in affordable housing. So, Allison Hill has been neglected for years. So everybody knows Allison Hill is exactly. I was in from Harrisburg, born and raised, and I lived in affordable housing. So, it's really something dear to my heart to put back in the community. It's still to me young, at a young age, to put back into the community. So I told myself that I'm going to get out soon. And I had ran money, there's a lot of people. So
Just curiosity, your construction background, obviously, right?
yeah,
Just started. How long were you? You've been in business how many years?
18 years.
18 years.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very nice. Very good. Anybody else have any questions? Nope. Guys.
Thank you for the work.
Hey, it's amazing.
You're doing great.
amazing work.
Yeah.
Good for you. It's great. Good story.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have nothing else unless you have anything else to add. You pretty much told us the story.
Everything. I mean, you did everything we needed to know about. Covered all the bases. And it seemed like you're super committed to this project. You're gonna commit more of your own funds.
We actually, got a warehouse we purchased in that same neighborhood. Everything's in, 3-block radius. We bought a warehouse, we turned, the warehouse six more studios upstairs. We trying to do a produce store on the first floor, and more stores out big in the corner, so we're trying to be like a fresh meat investment in this warehouse. So it's a nice size, 12 parking space. It's something that we need, the residents are going to need.
Yeah, if you're building homes, you have to have somewhere to go.
So you're building a community is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Rebuilding.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Do you have anything, Latoya, you needed?
Yes, thank you. If you get responses on the additional funding requests, I'd say that they're gonna come through like this month or in January, can you update Brooke?
Yeah.
That information?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Keep up the
Yeah,
good work.
nice meeting you.
You guys,
Sir.
thank you, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
My pleasure. Good holiday season.
You too.
Come on, sir.
Just makes you feel good.
That's the update on sources, is the responses.
Okay, so this is an email to.
This is about community and.
That's what it's called.
Fiscal code.
Oh, fiscal, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They highlighted.
Yes, that's,
Yeah, you're fine.
but I've seen random things.
I've seen
Have a seat.
I didn't know where you went.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Hello.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You guys have had quite the evening, haven't you?
Great evening.
No, we're just leaving.
Oh, please. A few minutes of your time if you wouldn't mind.
Shalom.
Temple.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, we're doing good.
These other people that you just saw, this evening,
Yeah.
they were just a warm up for you guys.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Been waiting all night.
You're not the last.
This is true.
You'd like to be the very last.
You know, sometimes it's best for last.
That's true. So welcome, we have 15 minutes to spend with you ladies. We're gonna let you hopefully do the presentation within 10 minutes, so we have 5 minutes to ask you questions. I'll cut you off at 10, so we have some questions. So if you don't mind introducing yourselves, tell us a little bit about your project. You got the floor.
Sure. Well, hi, my name is Rabbi Tzvia Jasper. I am the rabbi at Temple Ohev Shalom. I have been here not for a very long time. I've only been here since June, but I'm very excited to be in this room with you.
My name is Raina Jose. I'm the executive director at Temple of Shalom. I've been the executive director for about 1.5 years, but I've been a member of the temple for over 20 years. Thank you for having us.
Hi, I'm April Hutchison. I'm the president of the board of trustees for Temple of Shalom. And we're just really excited to have the opportunity to be here with you.
For sure.
Glad you're here.
Yes. So we're just going to dig in. I assume this is going to control that.
Down, the down button, or down arrow.
There we go.
Hopefully.
Have any of you guys been down Front Street and seen those pillared structures that are on a very historic looking building? Yeah, possibly. Well, that is us. We are Temple Ohev Shalom. Originally, we were an Orthodox congregation. Now we are a Reformed congregation. If you don't know the difference between those, basically what that means is in the Reform movement, we are really focused on repairing the world. The Hebrew word for that is tikkun olam. So we do a lot of things that are about looking at the community, looking outwards and seeing how can we be a part of the community and how can our space be a space for all people, regardless of how religious you are, regardless if you're interfaith, regardless of what your background is. Our motto that we're putting towards our capital campaign that we've just launched is "You belong at OHEV," and that's what our space is. It's a space for everybody. So we have several core values, one of which I mentioned is repairing the world, healing the world, tikkun olam. Additionally, we also look at inclusivity and diversity. So we don't discriminate against who we work with. We don't discriminate against who comes in our door. If they're seeking Judaism, if they're seeking spirituality, if they're seeking the chance to get involved and helping the community, we're the space that people think of.
So we do a lot of community collaboration at Temple of Shalom, and some of my favorite things to do is collaborate with lots of agencies for one program. But we do a lot of activities for children, for the unhoused, for health purposes. So we've worked with the Shalom House, which is in Harrisburg. We collect different types of household products and things for children and the women that live there. We do a lot of work with Jewish Family Service Food Pantry. We volunteer there. We also do a lot of collections for the people that use their services. We do a bunch of things for Caitlin Smiles, which is a wonderful organization that helps children that are sick and are in hospitals. We do a lot of collecting of toys and art products and things like that. And we gather together a bunch of volunteers to put little bags together for the children, and we deliver them as well. We work a lot with the Bethesda Mission, and we do some work with Downtown Daily Bread as well. One of our programs that we did this past year is our flu and COVID vaccine clinic. We were able to get Capital Blue Cross to underwrite it. We partnered with who did the vaccines, and we also had the Aetna Health for Children's Plus come, and they did blood pressure screenings, they did dental screenings for children, hearing screenings as well. We also did a mental health awareness weekend this past May, where we again partnered with Capital Blue Cross. We had a speaker from Penn State for SheMed, and we had Jewish Family Service in NAMI, which is the National Alliance for Mental Illness, coming and do some speaking engagements that we did. One of our main, our annual activities that we do is Justice Shabbat. We partnered with Goodwin Methodist Baptist Church, and we had a guest speaker from the pastor that is the pastor there.
And actually, while we were in the waiting area, we were going to have a reproduction Shabbat in February, and Planned Parenthood is going to be one of our speakers. So thank you for organizing this. We were able to make that happen.
That was good. And then we've also adopted a highway. Part of Front Street is we get a group together and we clean up Front Street a couple of times a year, and that's a special thing. And we've partnered with Capital Rebirth, which is also an organization, nonprofit organization in the city of Harrisburg, and they've used our facility to do some leadership workshops. While the parents are there listening to the workshop, we've tutored the children. It's a good partnership. has used our facility as well. Facility, we also go out into the city of Harrisburg, the surrounding areas.
And so why are we all here? We are asking for some grant money.
Yes, yes. We completed the grant application for $75,000. We are in need of 2 HVAC systems. The building has altogether 9 HVAC systems. We are in need of putting in 2 new ones just because they've cost so much money to repair the last couple of years, and it's time for us to bite the bullet and purchase 2 HVAC systems. And we've gotten estimates from 3 different companies, and it's about $82,000. So the application that we completed was for $75,000. We've started a capital campaign that we just launched a couple of weeks ago, and we already have $20,000 to start.
And our need to replace the HVAC is pretty urgent, as it was very cold today. We don't have heat in our building.
Yeah.
And so we had to stay home from work, also because there was snow, but we had to stay home because our fingers were getting really cold.
Yeah.
So we're unfortunately unable to be the center for the community if we are freezing. I'm going to teach you a Yiddish word. Toches means we're freezing our behinds off. we're so cold.
Yeah. So it's time for us to get 2 new systems for that.
So looking towards the future, if we are blessed enough to receive this grant money, we have a lot of really great ideas about how we can continue to be a part of the community. One idea is there's already a organization that's doing something called the Really, Really Free Market, which is something that we want to bring to Temple as well. Basically, it's an opportunity for people to bring in their home goods, their clothes, their shoes, their books, art supplies, literally anything, and people can come in and take them. It's a no-cost event, and we'll also have fresh food stands, as our area is a bit of a food desert. I'm also hoping to get a free ASL class up and running as a way to continue to be accessible to the whole community. And we want to collaborate with different interfaith organizations like the Circle Harrisburg. The LGBT Center is already using our space for their Aging with Pride program. So we want to continue to be available for that. We just had Union Energy speak. We're looking to have them be a part of us as well. And, just so many of these different really wonderful organizations that we would love to partner with, but we can't do that if we're cold. If we're cold. So first of all, thank you so much for having us, and thank you for your consideration, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Have you updated? You said $20,000 in the last couple of weeks?
Yes.
What is the, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, that's just,
So sorry.
no.
Your overall campaign goal, is it for anything beyond this HVAC repair, and what is that number?
So we have a number of repairs that we need throughout our building. Our ultimate goal is $1 million. That is how much our campaign is being launched for. We have a couple of repairs in our wall from a leaky pipe, our roof.
And we just replaced a roof on one of our buildings. The building is over 100 years old. It was built in the early 1920s. So with any type of old building, there are always issues. So yes, we've had to do a roof. We just replaced another HVAC system. We have to do a sprinkler system and a suppression system. That's on the short list right now. That has to be done. So
We have had funds set aside from over the years when people pass away, they leave us money to support us, but we are exhausting those funds, which is why we're coming to try to see if we can get some assistance from the community so that we can continue to serve the community.
So your request is for the HVAC, the 2,
yes.
Yeah.
and you said there are, what, 7 in total?
There's
No.
9 altogether.
9. And they're all but the same age?
Well, one we replaced a couple of years ago,
Okay.
pre-COVID, right before COVID. One we're just replacing now. The 2 that we're trying to get money for is in need now, and I'm sure, within time, we'll have to replace the others as well.
Which is why we're doing our capital campaign.
Yeah.
To try to be able to have money for the future to ensure that, we're coming up on our 175th anniversary.
Yeah.
We want to be here for another 175 years.
So you get some,
We have a couple of things that need more than a Band-Aid.
yeah.
And it's actually really interesting because I've been trying to look for different grants for infrastructure, and there aren't that many grants there for getting money for infrastructure. So when I found this grant opportunity, I was really excited. So
the process for the grant until the funds would get actually released, when would that be for this? If they're awarded a grant, when would they physically have the funds?
Most likely, if awarded with the timing that we are on now, you would not be able to access the funds until this next summer. Until summer of 26, possibly even fall.
So how does that help you this winter to get heat in your building?
So what we would probably do is take against our endowment and then use this money to repay back the endowment. Yeah, because it is a pretty urgent.
the interesting thing with having 9 HVAC systems is when 1 or 2 go, you still have kind of a backup. I mean, it doesn't work as well, right? But at least there would be a little bit of a backup. But
Like
yes,
areas.
Rhode is true, yes. We'll take from the endowment. Yeah.
Good? Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I guess stay warm.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
Good.
Wow.
How about yourself, sir?
Oh, pretty good. Got some handouts.
Okay.
Yeah, good enough. Well,
So we have 15 minutes to spend with you.
they said we had half an hour.
I don't know who they are, but was it the ladies that just left the room?
Thank you.
Is somebody cranking?
So we'd like to hear the presentation in about 10 minutes. It gives us 5 minutes to ask you any questions.
Okay.
And if you don't mind just introducing yourselves and what's your project is.
Sure. Martin Harris. And so the organization is Casa de Harmony. Oh, by the way, I'll be doing the speaking, and since it's like 10 minutes, she's gonna be punching me and kicking me, telling me to wrap it up. So, but the program is Program Harmony. And so this project is for the office portion. And for the sake of time, I put a lot of different documents in those pamphlet. So
Okay,
when we go through this, it's gonna be just based on the office portion.
okay.
So I know that there was questions beforehand, and I think you guys got that. But it was like 24 pages, so not sure if you had a chance to read through it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started.
Martin, the little black controller right in front of you, push the arrow down and that will work your slide.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay. So basically, Casa de Harmony. Casa de Harmony was born out of a necessity we had. Our child, Derek, has special needs. And reality to this is this program is here because there's not an ARC in Dauphin County, okay? And because of that, people in Dauphin County, such as us, don't know what's going on. We're left out of the loop. And the nearest ARC is Perry County, Cumberland County. So there's no services for people, parents, to actually get all the information that they need. So this project is born out of necessity for this area. So Casa de Harmony is something that we put together in 2024 because we were having such problems. We said, well, nobody's here to solve it. Let's just do it ourselves, right? That's what we do, right? Program Harmony is born out of that. So basically what happens is takes you through what would happen on a regular basis with parent or child's intake. We then get a hold of all the services and we put everything together. We devise a roadmap for them, all the way from childhood to adult and beyond. And with that, make sure that they hit all of their milestones, make sure that all their documents are there, a huge repository for where all the documents go. And also legal services, everything wrapped up into one solid centered program. So how Project Harmony Office aligns with Dauphin County. So basically, again, we're doing the work of ARC, but we're going a step further because we are building and have built a AI application that combines all the needs and services into one place where parents and students and teachers, advocates, and people at the Dauphin County level themselves can see what's going on at any time. Why it matters to Dauphin County, again, because they don't have it. And they don't have the support for bilingual. They don't have the support for the tools for regular people such as ourselves to get the information and to track everything. And the services are not being provided on that level. So the project for the office itself is $96,000. We're asking for $75,000, and we have a co-applicant, Swatera Township, that said that we're going to put in for additional $25,000 to cover that. $25,000 to cover the $21,000 that's would be outstanding. So we are seeking additional funds. We have presented to representatives. We presented to Senator Patty Kim, and we did a full presentation. She liked it so much, she's going to actually get us in front of her husband, who has contacts with the Benjamin Franklin Technical Institution grants to take care of the technical aspect, chart maintenance for the AI application. And promised to get us in front of the head of DHS for our sustainability portion, which I'll cover. And our pilot is going to be working with Central Dauphin School District's new superintendent. She mentioned that because the population of special needs people are is growing, children is growing, that they're actually adding additional 10 rooms to their school district. So it's a population that's growing, the need is there, but we're going to be the ones that are actually going to service them. So with the gaming grant, we'll fund the office build out, the lease, furnishing, technology, documents, and so forth. Basically, this allows us to have a place where we can take the people in and get them signed up, hold training sessions. So a lot of those training sessions are like, where do you go? You know about PAA, we have to bring in legal advisories as far as like how do you deal with monies, how do you deal with PAA, well, how do you deal with transition as far as from adulthood, do you need guardianship? All these things that a lot of people just don't know unless you actually go through the sessions. So this is where it will be located. We got a letter saying from the people that own the building saying that they would hold it for us. Well, they're willing to lease it to us once we get the grant. So it's available to us. We visited, I guess in the summer. Was it in the summer? Was it in the summer? Then we visited. So it has enough room for us to have a small gathering of people when we go in. We're looking probably like maybe once a month, having a session, inviting people in so that they could know all the places that they can go to get services. Just a breakdown in costs and what it looks like. Again, just another breakdown. And this is the timeline for the build out. So looking to start as soon as it's funded, I think it's March through May, and then ending up in December, January. And so going to one of the biggest questions, sustainability, and that's the per member per month. So basically this program is based upon being benefits for Medicaid. So during doing that, you actually have to go through a pilot program. So this whole thing is set up so that we can get to that pilot program. We have the money built out almost like a subscription base. So it's budget neutral because it's going through the Medicaid as far as benefits is concerned. And the funding itself is set so that there's offsets to the funding that allow for additional funds to come in through either private funding, matching funding, earned income tax funding. These offsets also allow for us to, when it gets to a 20% of, let me see where that's at, get to a 20% of like surplus, allows us to get back to the DHS so that we can continue to feed back into the system itself. And I wanted to kind of move on to the AI application itself, so you can see what's already there on the build out.
I was not able, I cannot open up any links that you send.
Well, it says that you were active.
Of creating a profile. Maybe if you walk me through it.
No. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, 1 minute until we can ask the question.
We can ask questions now. She
Okay,
can.
I see you have a pretty aggressive goal, 100 families in a year.
Yeah, so
And that's through school districts, through, where do you look at it?
So the school district, so when we talked to Patty Kim, she had just talked to the superintendent of Central Dauphin. And what happens is we would actually have a office inside the school district to speak to parents and teachers as things come up. So you're getting hands-on as things happen, and you're getting a chance to talk to the parents. They don't have to, they can either come to the school or they can come to the office after hours. So you're with the AI application, you're able to service 50 to 100. One advocate can service 50 to 100 students.
Explain to me the AI development. What do you need to develop? Like what AI product or platform do you need to develop to serve your clients? Like the $391,520. What is that for? Like the end user?
Great. See this? This is the application itself. This is over 208 pages of requirements. This goes through your HIPAA. This goes through everything through letter streaming, which letter streaming is basically an application that bolts on that allows a parent to take a QR code of maybe a document that you just created and upload it, goes into a repository. The repository is held on a server, and then they can send that out through letter streaming. It's actually mailed out through letter stream. It's a metered mail that's sent out through letter streaming. It's all part of the application. Parent gets that ability to send out documents. It's recorded, and it's something that is historical as well. And I'm sorry.
Document management, records management, and it's a platform upon which you'll base your organization's management of all necessary records, documents, forms, policies, procedures.
It ties into your lawyer, it ties into your doctor. Your doctor has access to it.
Okay.
Lawyer has access to it. Dauphin County has access to it. And one of the biggest things is people might not know is that when a school misses their IEP, it leaves the Dauphin County very, very vulnerable. So what happens is a parent is able to actually sue the county, and the county really doesn't know what's going on. A lot of times we end up losing. They have to provide, the county has to actually pay for the lawyers. They lose, then they usually have to pay 2 or 3 times more service than if it was right through the school district. So we're providing all that, we're providing all this free to the county, right? So the whole goal is kind of like more to give back to all of these systems. They're not combined. They're not coming into one place.
So you have to develop it because there's currently no.
It's already developed.
It is already developed. So you can
if you could see.
So you can purchase it
This
from
is
a
what
vendor.
happens when I click on the link.
So then you can purchase it from a vendor. Is it available through a vendor, the program? Or-
No, I already developed it.
Oh, you developed.
Yeah, I'm just
it.
saying if she could show it to you.
That's okay. We're gonna probably run out of time. And then, are you? I don't know if I missed this. Have you already started to provide services to clients?
No, but what we have done is just we talk to people, and there's only so much you can do until you get.
So October, I think of 26 is when you tentatively plan to start rolling out actual services.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing the intakes and so forth at that point. And just to give you a little bit of background, the reason why I'm able to do these things is because the last 5 years I was IT project manager for Kaiser Permanente in the risk and compliance. So it's just right up my alley as far as how all this kind of works.
It's awesome.
Quick questions. One, the space that you identified.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen in the space?
Oh, again, the office space,
Yeah.
that's where we're going to be doing training sessions, where there's also intake for people that want to come in and actually get signed up on our system, right? So during these sessions, just imagine like you're training them or talking to them about all the options that the child may have, different types of labor.
Will they get do they get the case managers through your office, this office?
No, but we will have the ability to invite case managers, organizations, different organizations into that space so that they can meet with their potential people that can.
Second question, did you ever hear of this organization called, I think it's called Vista? It's,
The Vista School for Children with Autism.
excuse me? Yeah.
The Vista School for Children with Autism.
Autism,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's, the physical location is in Hershey, but to my understanding is they kind of cover the county in terms of which, kids that they'll work with.
They cover about 6 counties.
Huh?
They cover about 6, my daughter works there. They cover about 6 counties.
Okay, that's
So
about
kids come from Reading, Lancaster, York. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's good, but it's.
yes, I'm just wondering, I'm trying to see, like, what's the difference from Vista to
They specialize in autism
Mhm.
and autism therapy and programming. And his is gonna provide like a broad spectrum of services to special needs individuals that could provide enhanced services, coordination, and support to families in connecting with additional services. That's what I see what you're.
Yeah, and also the county would have access to oversight. So if I wish the application you could see it, but what happens is it actually allows the parents to show satisfaction, rating of satisfaction on every type of event, whether it's from busing, or meetings, or phone calls, and the county is able to see how the school districts are doing in comparison, either with their IEP and reports, or just how they're dealing with their parents as far as satisfaction ratings. So they'll never be blindsided.
Good.
Very good.
It's very interesting.
I have budget questions.
Sure.
Just real quick. So to date, you have not received any other funding?
No, we have not.
Okay. In your presentation, you said you got a commitment from Swatara Township.
Yes.
They committed to give you funds?
They committed to put in an additional grant for $25,000.
Oh, they're putting in for another
Yes.
grant.
Question along those lines, because I want to understand that as well. Are you referring to the sponsorship of co-applicant letter?
Yes.
So I don't believe that that's the intent. Unless I'm misreading what the letter says. It says that the Harmony Office project directly supports Ware Township's goals for community improvement, accessibility, and economic development by. And the last bullet point is to advance the project, we intend to apply for a grant of up to $25,000. I'm thinking the township was using like their standard form letter language. Unfortunately indicating that you were going to apply for $25,000, just based on some of the letter formats that we've seen.
So maybe I.
But maybe
Right, right.
maybe you just want to follow up and confirm. I'm not sure that it means the township is going to apply.
It's the wording, I'm seeing it worded.
I think it's their.
What?
I think their form letter.
Applying for over 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No.
No. It's.
Because the application says you didn't seek it or didn't get anything yet. Now it's just confusing.
Oh, it's. Pretty good. Any other questions?
One more question along those lines. The matching funds identified in your budget, does that mean that you're putting in 21,000?
Well, that was coming from that, but as far as at this point, we don't have those matching because I'm sorry, that line kind of threw me.
Okay, just want to clarify. So the project budget is 96,000. You're requesting 75 from share,
Correct.
and you have a $21,000 gap.
Yeah, I think what happens is with the amount of interest that we have at certain levels, I think we'll be able to actually get that funding no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good evening. Safe travels home. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Must have done something. I didn't get hit.
Yep, I sent an updated one, so
We're not gonna hear. Facility in Enola.
And it was discussed that they are going to pull off, the application this time.
Okay.
I just like, so that was in the updated schedule, I missed that.
Yep.
All right, very good,
You
thank
know,
you.
I said last month, there was a.
You
That one too.
were flooding us with lots of.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Metro's up.
I'm sorry?
Metro's.
Thank you very much. Good evening, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good,
How y'all
bro.
doing this evening?
We're almost there.
Y'all sleepy?
No,
we're good.
Actually, it was
Some
very
turkey.
interesting. No. So, welcome. We, have 15 minutes to spend with you. And we're gonna hopefully hear what you have to say in 10 minutes and stop you, so we have 5 minutes to ask a couple questions if we have. So if you don't mind introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about your project.
Okay, my name is Brian Mathis. I'm a Metro's Up Tomorrow Youth Barber Academy. I've been in the business for 28 years, and I have a national accredited barber school. I always wanted to have a mentoring and a youth academy. When I got my national school accredited, accepting Pell Grants and financial aid and things like that. What that program is gives kids, at-risk kids, an opportunity to give them a chance to actually feel, visualize, and touch a career pathway. Even if they don't do barbering, it just introduces them to being an entrepreneur. Because of our program, we teach them financial literacy. We teach them etiquettes, professional etiquettes, life skills. We help them with their short-term and long-term goals. Just giving them a feel of what real life is and actually being, an entrepreneur. The minute that they enroll into my program, even in both programs, I say you're an entrepreneur. Coming under me, you're an entrepreneur because I'm stamping you and giving you that title because I want you to see your vision now. If you can give a kid something and give them a vision early, it's there. All they have to do is squeeze their hand. It's proven, proof right here. I was an at-risk kid at one time when I was introduced to my craft of barbering at my barber school called Metro Barber Academy, the school that I attended when I was 17. So that's the school that I made into a national school. So then I created the Youth Academy in Al Rock. We actually, partnership with Harrisburg High School. So I actually go inside of the high school and teach the kids the craft. It's a lot of at-risk kids inside of Harrisburg High School. We actually, they get to cut each other's hair. Some kids, that's a bonus for them. Some kids are not even going to school to attend school. But when they get a haircut, it changes their image. It changes their mindset. It's actually giving them a chance at life. It's one of the biggest things that I realized in being in this profession is a lot of kids' image, self-esteem. That's why they're going through what they're going through. And barbering is with doctors, psychiatrists, we need this every day. So I'll give you a little brief, it is with my appreciation and honor that I have requested consideration of my application for the amount of $75,000, mainly to create an extension of the barbering education, MOW, Metros on Wheels. This program is primarily offered to youth in our community that are basically at risk for not being able to acquire a skill for education in other fields. It is more important that I allow this opportunity for you to request additional information if needed.
that said, again, I'm grateful for this opportunity to help our community with help from the game.
Where is your shop? Where do you do this?
Well, actually, the main location is on Division.
Division Street?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On Division Street. And now that schools are actually reaching out to me to actually bring that program inside of the schools. Like last year, John Harris, they reached out to me and I actually was there for 10 weeks, with the program. And then as well, CCA, the charter school on Cameron Street, like I said, had like 150 kids. They already done signed a partnership with them, train these kids in one day. So the program is effective in our community.
How long does the program take? I mean, is it, you say academy or school, what is it? Do they come out with a certificate? Do they, how's that work?
So what they do is, so we start the program, they can enter in the program at 8 years old.
Okay.
So at 16 years of age, they can have a license and be working. And that's my goal, is to create employment with these kids at an early age.
Okay, so if they could start as early as 8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they could have a license by the time they're 16,
Mm-hmm.
could they start at 15 and have a license at 16?
Possibly. It's a possibility.
Just trying to-
Because, I mean, there's
I'm just trying to figure out
possible.
how long it takes to get to that one end goal, which I think would be to get a certificate or a license.
Well, the thing is it's 1,250 hours that has to be earned. But when they get of age, I actually give them 425 hours because our curriculum is an intermediate level curriculum. It's a beginner level curriculum where we teach them the hands-on skills, sanitation, professional image, things like that. And it's repeatedly, that's what the curriculum, and that's that's the most important part of the barbering program.
Now, I know it's late, so maybe it's me, but is this where you had the mobile van? Is this, am I getting confused with somebody else?
I mean, a
Yeah.
spreader.
Yeah, this
A
is
spreader van.
This is spreader van.
Yeah, and so you're gonna identify the kids, and then you're gonna ride around to different parts of the community and cut hair.
So what we're gonna do is we actually, like the partnerships that I have in Harrisburg, so we'll use the MOW, the Metro on Wheels, to actually, so the kids can actually go and see how we real life and real time, how we train and things like that. But also we partnership with different organizations in the community, and we do services so the kids can get experience, real life experience working on each other and working on other individuals. We want to give them that opportunity.
So is the shop in the van?
But it's the training facilities in the van.
In the van.
Mm-hmm.
So the inside of the van will be customized to look like one chair barbershop or two
Three.
chairs? Huh?
Three. Yes, three. Mm-hmm. Yeah, three with a waiting bench, TV for the education, the curriculum. We have mannequin heads, things like that, water, so they can teach them how to sanitize.
Yeah.
Tools and implements, teach them the safety of the tools and implements. Teach them the different parts on the barber chair, things like that, how to lay it back, how to do shaves, facials, all that curriculum. Teaching them, training them to be that entrepreneur, or the ones that want to take the career and take off and go to college and have that license, start, barbering at an early age.
Yeah.
So he started asking a question about like how you get to a certification. You said 1,250 hours.
Yes.
So so would the van go to the school? Like some of the 1,250 hours is what classroom or instruction, and some's practical actual time cutting and whatnot. So I'm trying to piece together how often the van would be at the school and how many kids would go through it. Like, is it a classroom? So 1,250 hours, that's a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So then that curriculum would be over a course of a couple of years, school years, or like, so say, I'm a student, I wanna get a certificate or degree, to be a barber.
Right.
And how does that look? Do I go to my guidance counselor and do they say, yep, you'll start in your ninth grade year and you'll have class 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and you'll do that for, 4 years when you're in high school? I'm trying to figure out how that works, like how I get it, you can expose them to what it looks like, but as far as the actual, like, I think that's the question you had, how do you get that certification or?
So where it starts at, with the states at 8th grade education, I give them have an 8th grade education, 16 years of age. I give them an ability to benefit test, make sure they can pass the tests and things like that I actually give them. And so they actually will enroll in school from the youth academy into the national school as well.
Oh, so the youth academy is like an exposure to the trade, so they see what it's like, and if they like it, then they would actually enroll in the national school.
So they can either enroll in the national school or the youth academy, because the facility for as the youth academy, that's inspected as a school too through my license. So I'm a licensed teacher and I have a school license.
Okay, so your intent, well, no, I don't
We
know
have
what your
2
intent
minutes.
is. Are you gonna be based out of one school or are you gonna go to multiple schools?
Oh, I'm gonna go around Dauphin County. I've already had the program in York schools, but now it's Harrisburg and I'm there. So we was just there last week for the PTA meetings. They'll send the kids, cut the kids' hair that's coming to their PTA meeting. And once they see other kids doing it, they'd be like, oh, how do I enroll in this program? We have brochures, pamphlets, they see the pull-up banner with other kids actually doing the program.
So is the school paying you some portion of this or?
I mean, for my nonprofit?
Yeah, I mean, the kid let's say it's 15.
Right.
Is the school paying you to show up on site or paying?
They pay their registration fees.
The kids?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's how much?
$275.
$275.
Mm-hmm. For equipment and things like that, and shirts and stuff like that.
Very good. So, you have any questions?
Just a request that you update Brooke, later this month or in January if you hear from Walmart and Boyd Foundation.
Okay.
We appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you, give a good program there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
sir.
Hey, if you get that van, I wanna see it.
Okay. All right.
Give me your address.
All right. Thank you.
Pull right up.
All right. Y'all have a
Like
good
a
night.
dog wash.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Come on. All right, so.
What do you need it for?
Huh?
Where they go?
Oh my. Hey, I get a beard trim.
I might share the same thing.
I think we're gonna be skipping to scholars. The last update that I got, Summit Terrace is not out there. They did not answer their questions. They did confirm that they were coming, but I didn't receive their answers.
Scholars is out there.
Scholars and Men in the Kitchen are both out there. As long as 5 minutes ago, they didn't show. I'm gonna go right to Scholars. Yeah.
This is Scott.
Thank you.
Here.
Okay.
Skip them.
Okay. Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out late.
Oh, listen, anytime to escape my break, going to bed.
That's right.
We're glad we could help.
Someone else could be.
So we have 15 minutes to spend with you. We'll we're gonna hopefully hear your presentation in 10 minutes, so it gives us 5 minutes to ask you any questions. So if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about your project.
Hey, my name is Dee Allen, and I'm the Executive Director of Thrive Housing Services. We've been in the community for about 11 years now, and we've been providing housing and services for homeless youth and young adults and their families. During our journey, we have been adding and expanding to help support people as they transition through homelessness. At first, we had transitional housing, and so now we've expanded a lot in the last 10 years, 11 years. So now we have emergency shelter, we have transitional housing, we have permanent housing. And with those housing opportunities, we also have work programs. And with Home Depot, we have the trades program, we have a lawn and landscaping program, which supports entrepreneurship. And then this building would provide opportunity to allow us to have a culinary arts program along with a pay what you can restaurant. So these things are essential to transitioning out of homelessness, and it helps not only the kids but their families to be able to support as they stabilize their housing when they're going through our program.
The remote, the down button will move your slides through.
Okay.
And you're working it.
All right, awesome. So
hopefully, if not, I will do it.
Hey, no, that's okay.
There we go. I'll just.
Okay, no, that's fine. So this is a couple of pictures of the building and its current state. There's a lot of renovations that need to be done and some construction to the restaurant before we can get into a position to use it for the Play What You Can restaurant or the culinary arts program. With these renovations, we have partnered with GEM Group to be able to get all the engineering and all the things done that are needed to get the restaurant and the building as a whole up and running. In this building, the reason why we call it the community hub is because on the first floor, there's going to be a Pay What You Can restaurant. On the second part of the first floor, so the building is shaped like an L. The community center is going to be on the stick part, and then on the long or the column roll part of the building would be the restaurant, and that would be the first floor. So if you can see right here on the picture, thank you. In the long stick part, which is the column, would be a community center on the first floor, and then on the back would be the restaurant where it is the row.
There's also a laser pointer on there. If you just push the button. There you
Oh,
go.
okay, cool. All right, so in these two floors, there will be 1-bedroom apartments, and in this part of the L, there will be another 1-bedroom apartment. So there will be 3 apartments in this building. And then up here, there's going to be a drop-in center for youth and young adults to be able to drop in 24/7 if they're homeless, to have an opportunity to see staff or to get connected to resources that they might need, including children and youth services. You can go to the next slide. In this part of the building, this is just an inside of the layout, but in this section right here will be the restaurant, this back part of the building. In the restaurant, we will be providing not only the Pay What You Can option, where you can pay the regular price, you can pay it forward, which is even better, or you would have an opportunity to not pay at all if you can't afford it. So that will be, also there will be a co-op kitchen, which will allow some of the people that have food trucks to be able to use the kitchen and just bring a different type of flavor or a different type of restaurant style type transition for the food trucks and the other caterers to be able to also support their businesses as well. Also in here, we will be able to have community events like open mic nights, paint and sip, and really be engaging into the community, not only to the homeless population, but to everyone, so that people will be able to mix and mingle, meet and greet, and it won't be an isolated thing, maybe like some other organizations have in the community that are just strictly towards homeless people. This is just another picture of how the community center has a doorway to connect into the restaurant, and these steps that go upstairs will be to the drop-in center where youth will be able to come 24/7.
Where's this located?
This is located at 1122 North 3rd Street in Harrisburg. So if you know where HMAC is, we're 3 doors down from HMAC.
From where?
HMAC.
Midtown.
Yeah, in Midtown. You can go to the next slide. We've introduced and talked about a little bit of these things. We're Thrive Housing Services, our partner is GEM Group. We're basically right now in a position where we're 3 to 5 months out from starting the construction phase. So we are not doing ground up, but we call this shovel ready because we're ready to go. And so the municipality sponsor for the Harrisburg City, who is also sponsoring the affordable housing part of this building as well. So the need for Dauphin County food insecurity is growing, and there are so many families that we service. Last year, we serviced from 0 to 17 years old, 1,400 kids in our outreach program in school. And so we definitely know that there's a growing need. We've run that program for 3 years, and we started with 700 kids the first year, and every year it's grown. This year, we won't have an opportunity to get the statistics we need because the federal government cut some of that funding. But just as of last year, it was an extensive need for the program, but the food insecurity is very low. Unemployment for our youth is a huge issue. They lack the skills, the history, the ability, the stability to be able to enter into the workforce. So it's extremely important for us to be able to provide them the opportunity. We can go to the next slide. The Pay What You Can restaurant, we talked about that. It's a very dignified way to be able to serve somebody. It's not like a soup kitchen style. You will come to the restaurant. There will be a hostess. You will get seated. You will be able to eat a meal as if you are going to any other restaurant, Red Robin, whatever is your favorite restaurant. You will be seated and treated regardless of your ability to pay. We talked a little bit about the co-op kitchen and sharing the resources of having that food prep space. And then the training center would be a live training environment. We're collaborating with HAC and their culinary arts program so that we can have the opportunity to have the training that's necessary. We can go to the next slide. So this is more than just a job. It becomes a certification where people can now have the opportunity that even if they wanted to come work at the casino in the restaurant field, they are prepped and ready. They have their safe cert, their culinary art certificates, all the things that they need to be hostess and to be able to now take the next steps to whatever job they need. And a lot easier after they go through the program because now they have the skills of hospitality and then transition to a better job. So, grant criteria. The human services part is basically hammering the root causes of hunger and homelessness together with a dignity first model. So when you come in, you're treated respectfully, you're treated with dignity, and you're educated if you are one of the employees. The facility also is within the facility improvement is also within the grant criteria. We're rehabilitating an existing facility in the community that's been vacant for probably about at least 5 or 6 years now. And it allows us to hire local contractors and supply chains to be able to service our improvements and renovation. And the $75,000 that we're asking for is the larger part of the project, or a very mixed use of what is going to happen in the project between the building and then launching the economic engineering of the work program. So there's a couple of things that we have, and just kind of like how the money is going to be distributed. We have the $25,000 that's going to go to some of the completion of the building, $35,000 to trainees, and then $15,000 to equipment. If you want some more details on that, we can definitely roll through that. But if you're okay with this, then.
No, it's very well done.
Okay, great. I don't think there's too much left in the slide. I think this is the last one. We have government support from the state senator, then we have local community organizations, we have municipality support, and then the industry's partners of the Central PA Food Bank. We have local farms. We're working with different supply chains. It will increase employment. We have 20 to 30 graduates annually that will graduate from the program. It is a 12-week program, so it kind of makes sense that every 12 weeks there'll be a new cohort. It improves the health and reduces food insecurity, and we plan to distribute about 10,000 meals a year. So the community cohesion brings everybody together, and then the sustainability, once the restaurant is up and going, we'll be able to sustain it through the proceeds of the restaurant and then some of the other things that are going on in the building as well.
Next presentation.
Thank you.
Any other
I think
questions?
that's my last slide. So
That's, go ahead, sorry.
I'll just really quick. When the restaurant is complete, do you think, or do you envision being able to partner with Red Coin?
yes, actually, we are a very huge partner of Red Coin, and we've talked to them about that. Actually, we talked to Aisha about that a little bit. But yes, we will be partnering with them. We actually partnered with them now to do our youth dinner at Men in the Kitchen last 2 weeks ago. So we are very, very close with them.
Thank you. And then the applications for Fair and High Foundation, are they for affordable housing, restaurant, or both?
The fair actually for
Yeah,
both.
my
of-
ignorance if you can't.
No, it's okay. So the Fair Foundation for the 150,000, they paid for the shelter. And then the High Foundation is we apply for the restaurant, and then we have the community revitalization, which is another part of PHFA, but it's a different category. We applied for 700,000 for just the restaurant.
So your project is the 1.7 million, and it includes the building and structure remodeling and the workforce development program, which is a culinary arts program.
Correct.
And then will that be a certified program?
Yes, we're working with HAC to get all those certifications together. With the main chef at HAC, we're in collaboration. We haven't gotten it all together yet because we just kind of like started the process with that. But what she was saying is that the same thing that they offer at HAC as far as certification is going to be the same thing that they'll be able to offer here at this program.
So then would it actually be a hack program?
It will be.
Okay, so it'll be administered, the educational component will be administered through hack.
Yes.
So it'll be their instructors, their instructional staff, their instructors. So like the salaries and fringe benefit component, is that to reimburse hack for their instructors, or what does that cover?
So the salary and the fringe benefits are for the supplemental staff that we have to run the actual
Restaurant.
yes, the restaurant, and then the other part of the hospitality that's not associated with that. So they're doing culinary arts, but there's another hospitality component
I understand.
that we need to fulfill.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you going to be doing a lot of community-based fundraising in order to fulfill your annual budget requirements?
So yes, right now, we have a couple of foundations that we're working with that have been generously donating to us as we're going through this transition. But we also have the ability to, we're gonna start with these, but there's other funding as far as the community that we're gonna use. We're always looking for more grants, and we had the opportunity today to meet with the regional director from HUD. So they're gonna help us also to put together a funding source for the workforce development program as a whole, not just the restaurant, but the trades program and also the lawn and landscaping entrepreneurship program. And so we met with them and they're gonna come here in January to see us, so that we can put together, a housing and workforce development program and then apply through them as well.
You've been busy. Yeah, good presentation. Anything else? Anything else? Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Sorry, you okay?
Thank you.
No more questions?
Yes.
Hey, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sorry, we have to send you back to where you came from.
Oh, it's okay, they're probably sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Appreciate the quiet time when I get there.
Have a good evening.
All right, thank you, you guys as well.
Yep, safe travels back.
Yeah, hopefully you guys get out of here soon. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This.
Make these 3 days.
I'm gonna be in San Antonio on it.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
Sorry.
There's nothing wrong.
At least Sunday. It's got a snow day.
Huh?
It almost got a snow day.
Yeah, I was adamant on
I was hoping
not.
not.
No. Yesterday and said if they're gonna be. And I was standing behind him saying this.
Men in the kitchen. Summit here, so.
Okay.
Sir.
Hello. Hey, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
How are you?
Good, how was everyone?
Good, you're the
sir.
last, so it looks like the last one.
Yes,
So save the best for last.
yes, that's right.
We're gonna have 15 minutes to spend with you.
Okay,
I'd like to hear your project in 10 minutes. It gives us 5 minutes to ask you any questions.
okay,
So in 10 minutes, something you can pretty much a hard stop.
sure,
Don't take offense to it. We have some items.
okay,
So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your project.
sure. So my name is Justin Coleman. I'm the owner of Men in the Kitchen Restaurant and Lounge. We're located at 606 North Second Street in downtown Harrisburg. So we're in the old firehouse building. Usually when I say that, people know where we're located. We actually celebrated our 1-year anniversary on Black Friday. So we've been in that location for 1 year. I've been in the restaurant business for about 10 years now, and I really have a passion for cooking and just seeing people be able to come in and enjoy themselves, whether they're celebrating a birthday or retirement or an event. Really just have a passion for that. My project is $75,000 ask for debt reduction for the restaurant. Being in the restaurant business, in this industry, there's not a lot of funding that's available to us. The restaurant business, as you probably know, is a very challenging and rough business. So in order to be able to survive so far, we've had to take out a lot of high interest loans, and we've gotten ourselves in some debt. So that's where we're applying for this loan in order to help us with that debt reduction. What we had to do with that money, the building that we're in is very old. So there was a lot of kitchen. We had to replace all the piping in order to put our new appliances in there. HVAC system needed a lot of work, a lot of repairs. We painted the whole building. So if you remember the old firehouse, it was a reddish green rust color. So we painted the whole building to make it more, appealing for our customers that come in. So we've had to spend a lot of money to get the restaurant to where we need it to be. So that is my project, and that's what we're asking for. I really want to focus on one of the questions that was asked, the public need for the project. So we consider ourselves, we're more than just a restaurant. You may think of Men in the Kitchen as a restaurant, we sell food, but we're really more than that. Number one, we provide job and career opportunities for people in the community. That's one of the primary things I think that's important, for the county to understand. 3 of my cooks, my chefs that are in the kitchen, have actually been with us from day one. And that's really unheard of in the restaurant business, the restaurant industry. If you look at statistics, they'll tell you it's 80% turnover. It's even more in the kitchen. But, 3 of my cooks have been with me from the beginning. Some of them are returning citizens. So they've had bad situations. We've been able to work with them, train them, and now they have stable employment where they've learned a skill. And that's, we're big on that. So cooks, servers, bartenders, career opportunities that we provide are very important. Number two, we provide space for several community organizations and businesses in the community to come. We partnered with Representative Jordan Harris has been over and done some fundraisers in our space. We've gone over to the Capitol and done some catering for him. The Speaker of the House, Rep. Clinton, she's been over. We've been over to her office as well and done some catering over there. Senator Patty Kim decided to celebrate her birthday at our location. So she came over, brought her staff over, and she posted it on her social media pages and got a lot of views. So we're a hub. We're a hub. We provide space, for a lot of these businesses, community organizations, state reps to be able to come in, do fundraisers, and different things in the space that we provide. Also, nonprofits. We're big on supporting other nonprofits in the community. We do something called a celebrity bartender event. We invite nonprofits in. Usually the president will come in, and they're what we call the celebrity bartender for the night. And how it works is they get an opportunity to talk about their nonprofit to all the patrons and guests that come in, and all the tips that are come in that night go to their nonprofit. So we started this last year, and we've been able to raise roughly $10,000 for several nonprofits throughout the county to be able to support them in the work and mission that they do. So that's something that we're very excited about and big on as well. And then just not to mention the public need for people to go, a safe place for people to go that are celebrating a birthday or a retirement, or any type of celebration. We provide that as well. And I think that our name's really getting out there and people really enjoy what we provide at the Kitchen Restaurant. So something that's unique about us is we don't cook out of bags or boxes. Everything that we make is fresh. There are recipes. Everything we make is fresh. We make, we have cooks that come in daily and make our food ready to made. And that's something that we really pride ourselves on. So that's a little bit about our restaurant, the public need for what we do. I think we really have a good thing going where we're looking to expand. One other thing I'll mention is, I mentioned that the restaurant industry and business is a tough business. So you may ask, well, why fund your restaurant? What makes you different? How do we know you're going to be in business next year? Well, my mentor, William Crawford, when I was interested in this business roughly 10 years ago, he ran Crawdaddy's restaurant. You may be familiar with that across from the federal courthouse they built. He said, if you're interested in this industry, he said, I want you to come in and learn all aspects of it. So basically did a 1-year internship with him where I went in his kitchen. I learned how to make, his menu at the time from scratch. He put me behind the bar. He said, you need to learn how to make standard drinks that everyone likes. Then he put me on the floor. He said, you need to learn how to serve. So I did pretty much a 1-year internship where I learned all aspects of the business before I got into the business. So the benefit to that is, and what makes my restaurant unique is, if I have a situation where a cook can't come in or is terminated or, I'm the cook for that period of time. If I have a bartender that doesn't show up, well, I can get behind the bar and make a drink. If I have a server that doesn't come, well, I can serve. So I don't have to shut down my business while those things happen. So I think that makes me unique as a restaurant owner is I really have learned all aspects of the business and I know how to operate in all aspects of the business. So we're able to survive in periods of the downturn if necessary. So I did bring some samples of cornbread for you this evening. So you can, kind of taste our product and see it's homemade. So, and people love this. I mean, we had a guy come from Baltimore this past weekend. He said, I got to tell you, this is the best cornbread I've ever had in my life. People tell us that all the time. My mom actually makes it. So, she helps us in the kitchen. But I did bring some of that for you to sample this evening. And I thank you for your time, the opportunity to present, and open any questions that you may have.
See, there's a couple items that you have on your project. If you had to, which one's the most important? HVAC?
Yeah, I would say that the HVAC. We have 6. I get 4 PP&L bills. So each floor is like on a separate meter, and I have 6 HVAC units on the roof. When I had a technician come in, he said, a lot of these are old. The parts and the fluid, they really don't even bake for them any longer. So at some point, you're really gonna have to address this. So the HVAC, what I would probably say would be the most urgent.
Do you own or lease the building?
We currently lease the building. We're in a lease-to-own agreement. And we're looking to purchase the building and the liquor license from the owner. Our goal is by May of next year.
What days of the week are you?
We're open 6 days a week for lunch and dinner. So we're closed on Mondays, but we're open for from Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner every day. And we also do brunch on Saturdays and Sundays.
How many employees do you have, just personal curiosity?
So it fluctuates, but right now we have roughly 15. Yeah.
20?
I was just gonna ask, in the debt that you're looking to reduce, the Dauphin County loan that's listed, is that a small business program loan?
Yes.
And you secured that?
Yes. So we were able to secure some funding from Dauphin County Small Business. Yeah. And so yeah, we need to reduce that debt. A line of credit we need to reduce, as well as some other loans that we had to take out.
I asked another applicant this earlier today. How tough is it in Harrisburg to have a black business?
To have a black business in Harrisburg is very challenging. Very challenging because you're just up against so much. What we try to do is, my thing is, we just take one day at a time. And we just try to promote and advertise as much as we can. I mean, the challenge we face is a lot of folks will come in and they'll go to Philly or Baltimore, for the same thing they can get right here in Harrisburg. And we try to not convince them, we try to say we have a better product here. Instead of running to Philadelphia and Maryland, you can come here and get that. But they just, so trying to change that mindset has probably been the most challenging thing.
And to the mindset of the local banks.
Yeah.
I think makes it difficult.
Yeah, that's been another challenge. Thank God we were able to secure funding or the loan from Dauphin County, because the banks, it's been a challenge to, the banks, the small banks, they just won't fund us. They won't, it's for some reason they don't touch restaurants. So I've had to, and the thing is, I've probably taken out about 6 or 7 of these high interest loans. And I mean, I'm paying thousands of dollars in interest. Some of my payments are $100, $200 a day, but I've been able to pay them off. I can produce 0 payday letters where I paid thousands of dollars off. And I would think if I would show this to a bank, they would be more apt to work with us, but it gets me nowhere. So that's the challenge that, I really have in this industry, funding.
Sounds like you're doing a really good job trying to make this work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Any questions? Anything else? Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
If you want to leave that back at the end of the table.
Will do. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.